What the hell is that noise? I'm going to be streaming. Na, 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 na. Oh, we have 9 days left. Wait, is it 9 days left? Yeah, wait. It's 8 days left until the movie comes out.
No, 9 days.
It's 9?
Yeah.
Aldo's going to be streaming it in the server. I'm excited. Here's the link to my InvaderZIM YouTube art stream for those that
I can't believe the time is almost here.
That's it. This month is already flying by.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's attended. If the link does not work, the link to my YouTube channel can come in manually. Okay. Glitched Erkin on YouTube. And yes. Grab that. Alrighty. Link below. Close that. Close that. InvaderZIM. Devious fun. Another. Yes, I can begin. Let me get the links everywhere else. So how is everyone today?
Doing good.
Good.
That's good.
How about you?
I'm pretty good. I only had 2 hours of sleep today because I had like 2 Charlie horses like in a row.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I usually get very little sleep too, but for once, instead of like my regular 3 hours of sleep, I got maybe 5.
Really?
Yeah, I got bad insomnia.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not
Last week my leg was acting up so bad I went 3 days without sleeping.
Ooh, yikes. That's awful.
Later. Yeah. That was a force of habit I was about to do just then. Okay. We got that. I'm gonna put it in the InvaderZIM Facebook group.
This past semester, I had classes where it was like I was practically forced to stay up at least 2 nights a week.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
see,
unhealthy.
Yeah, I mean, I could have chosen to manage my time better, but also it's kind of like it was. I mean, one of them was like a lab report that was due the night before, and I would always start it as early as I could and try to finish it, but I just kept finding things to add and like refine, and it just kind of always spilled into the night before. Like it was insanity.
Damn.
But I'm just kind of like very, very detail oriented, so it's hard for me to break away from that.
Yeah, alright. I thought this was something else. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not gonna fit all the words. Okay. Maybe I'm into my stream. Okay, tweet that out. Hey, say, are you on Twitter?
I am.
Can you retweet the stream link? I just tweeted.
Sure.
Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Where's my I did put it in the Facebook group. Yes, I did. My profile. Okay. I'll put the stream link. Yeah, there it is. Copy that, and then put it in the community activities. There we go. I put it in there. Oh, wait. The status didn't show up. That's strange. Oh, there it is. Okay. What's up? I'm going to put the stream link everywhere else. Tell fans. It's my own streams. Streams. Alright, my own InvaderZIM server.
Oh, you have your own InvaderZIM server too.
Yes, I do. Of course I do.
I didn't know.
Alrighty. Put myself in do not disturb. So I don't have to be bothered. Okay. Yes. Hello. Andy, is that you?
Yes. Yes.
Only Andy has such a deep gasp.
Okay.
What?
Okay. All right. Yay! I made it.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
okay.
made it. We only have 9 days into the movie. Yeah, the stream link is in the stream link is in the what is it? It's in the community section.
Okie dokies.
Yes. Okay. Are you guys in?
Excuse me.
Oh,
Hi, Sally.
cute. Let's see here. What should be a good warm-up doodle?
It depends on what you're drawing.
Maybe creepy? But who? Because I already did real creepy yesterday.
Oh.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Whoa. I hear echo.
Oh, someone has the stream on. They need to turn the stream volume off. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit.
What if you drew Matthew creepy?
Not everyone knows who Matthew is.
And? You know who he is.
Yeah, but not everyone knows who he is. So someone actually thought that Matthew was my OC when I first joined with Gaz. I'm like, no, he's in the show. He's in the show. It's like people don't read the fine
not
print.
Everybody knows, like. Yeah, I mean, not everyone knows who the vague background characters are of My Little Pony, yet I draw them all the time.
I mean, by now the fandom knows the background characters by now. This has been a while.
Well, I know, like, the main background characters, but, like, the weird obligatory ones that just pop up in the background. Like, the ones that have no other purpose other than to exist.
Andy, are you going to watch the movie with us on the 16th? It's going to be streamed in the server.
If I have time. The 16th is a weekday, right?
Yeah, it's a weekday, but Al said that they're gonna stream it multiple times, so it's not just gonna be one stream.
Oh, okay. If there's gonna be a late one, then I'll probably be able to join it because I start school either the 14th or the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember exactly which one though. I'm gonna have to check the school website.
Yes.
Okay.
So how's your day, Andy?
Fine.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
What?
I was not expecting that. It looks like I'm drawing a tallest so far, by the way the head's
I
going.
thought you said my burp made you lag.
Yeah, burp lag.
I'm not that powerful.
Yeah. Drawing one of the tallest creatures.
A boogie doogie 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 doogie.
Hey, my tallest. Hey, hey.
Do you remember that scene of Family Guy where Stewie was bugging his mom?
Yes.
Imagine that, but InvaderZIM.
Oh my gosh.
My tallest! My tallest!
Like fucking Red is like, what?
Hi.
And he just runs away laughing.
Okay.
Purple's like face palming. Snort.
Excuse me.
Oh. How much soda have you drank today? You're burping a lot.
Haven't had soda. It's coffee.
Oh. Kids, don't drink coffee, or you'll end up like Andy.
And have gas in your throat.
Such horrible gas.
There's gas in your throat, children. If you want gas in your throat, then go here. But don't say I didn't warn ya.
Oh.
The comments on the stream are
Huh?
the
What?
comments already on the stream.
What?
Wait, what now?
The comments.
What about them?
Okay, I mean, someone keeps on posting Allahu Akbar.
Oh, wait a minute.
Somebody named Robert put go back to Undertale.
Oh, I mean, is this Robert?
Oh no!
It says Robert Barnes.
I'm taking a screenshot of this shit. Snipping tool, come to the rescue. Snipping tool, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna send it to Zeno because I'm not tolerating this bullshit. I'm sending it to Zeno and Ald.
Oh my god!
Because I'm not tolerating it. Ald. Wait. Sign. Sending it to both of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who are these people?
Let's just... Okay, were you in the server yesterday when all that commotion was going on?
No, I was busy dealing with drama in other servers.
Good thing you weren't in, and good thing you didn't pay attention to the one in here.
Oh, there's a new one.
There's a new one.
Oh, who's this?
Oh, payback for you laughing at Maria in voice chat. Well, I'm gonna get. Well, this is payback. Another screen cap. The more you say
What is
shit,
this?
the more you say shit, the more I'm gonna screen cap, and it's gonna make you look like a complete idiot. Just saying. Like.
What is going on here?
Okay,
I need
so
to know the context.
there's a person in Xeno server, the InvaderZIM server, and they're butthurt because I blocked Robert for fucking sending me fucking shit I didn't want to see.
Oh.
So they're now. Oh, wanna know what's funny is that I knew this was gonna happen. I knew they were gonna come to my stream, and now they fucking fell for my trap.
Wait, nobody even laughed at Maria in the VC. Nobody said anything other than the fact that she kept coming back in, or whatever.
Well, she was trying to get me not to talk so fast, and the way she said it was just so bizarre, and I found it funny. And they're like, "This is revenge for laughing at Maria." I'm like, I don't care. And I have a lot of proof against you.
Oh, they sent another thing.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You say it was harassment when all I typed was Merry Christmas and yeah. But I told you I didn't want to see it, didn't I? And you continued. All right, we're going to do more screen caps. Let me go ahead and send these to Zeno while I'm at it. You screwed yourself over. You shot yourself in the fucking foot by coming here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you screwed yourself over. And I'm not tolerating it. Okay.
You send random shit to someone and they tell you to stop and you keep going. That is harassment, man.
It is indeed.
Yeah, it would have. I mean, I just don't understand why they didn't just drop it. You know,
Yeah, they kept it going.
like
Look at all
They're
these
looking for something to make a
proofs.
fuss about.
Look at all these proofs. So we're now going to start banning. We're going to hide this user from channel. Okay. There's one. And we got Robert. You're banned 2. Okay. Good. Hello.
Well, needless to say, that guy is staying banned.
Who, Al?
Like,
Hey, Al. It's about Robert.
yep.
No. When it was funny is that, okay, so I was like thinking about streaming InvaderZIM stuff in the server early, and I'm like, I bet you Robert is going to come in and he's going to start something. And I was right. So he fell for my trap,
Yeah.
and now I got screen caps.
I showed the other mods, so yeah.
What the stuff I just sent you?
Yeah. So thanks
Yeah.
for sending me that. Sad that some people have to be really immature about stuff, but
Yeah.
you know how it is. They just can't handle someone blocking them after they ask them to stop talking to them.
Yeah. They figuratively bury their, like, they dug their own grave by talking shit, because I like the first thing I said, I'm like, I'm getting out the snipping tool and I'm taking screenshots, and I did, and then I sent it to both you and Zeno.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you did that you didn't allow Robert back in, because he probably would have started more shit.
Mm-hmm. I
I
don't know
get
any
why people feel the need to do that.
they're
Fucking
immature.
children. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just bored and got nothing better to do.
Wait, but like, didn't one of the other tallists say that that everything was settled and they came to an agreement or something?
It was, because we were talking last night and we told them that we were talking to the people, Robert's friends and stuff, and we had a discussion among the mods, and we said that he was staying banned, unfortunately, and like everything was settled. They were all fine, and now Robert's pulling this stuff outside the server, so.
Mm-hmm.
it's totally uncalled for.
Oh, so Robert said the reason why they came to the stream to start shit, it was like payback for laughing at Maria.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking
Maria's still
ridiculous.
around?
Maria's still in the server, but if she's condoning this, then like,
What are the chances?
I don't know.
What are the chances that she's actually that she actually wanted them to do that?
I don't know. They're a friend group. Friend groups do stupid things. I can't really do much if she's not doing it herself, because I don't really want to hold other people accountable for what their friends are doing. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
How close are they? Do we?
I
even
don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah.
I just came in to say that I'm
we
gonna.
can't really do anything until we see proof that she's behind
Yeah,
it.
pretty
So,
much. Yeah, I don't want to hold someone accountable if their friends are just being jackasses because they feel like it and she doesn't actually approve. But
What are the chances of Maria actually coming to the stream to start something?
I don't know. I try not to assume things of people. I'm just gonna hope they stay out because apparently they're a sweet person. But just tell me if anything else happens, and
I will. I will
Yeah.
definitely send screenshots if that happens again.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna hop back into my other VC.
All right, bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
the maturity of people is surprising sometimes.
Indeed.
Well, I mean, it's the internet. You're
I'm
gonna get all
well
types of
aware.
people.
I don't even think it's even the internet, because even outside, because like this woman went to a grocery store and She licked an ice cream container and put it back in the fucking fridge at a store.
Oh, that's so nasty.
So I think immaturity is both online and offline.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. How is you?
You missed a lot.
Oh, well, tell me what I missed.
Robert's not coming back to the server.
Ah, shit.
He was in the stream starting more shit with me. Yeah.
Once the stream fully uploads, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see it during the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say hi to people in the chat, so give me a second.
Say hi to people in the chat.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You've been excused.
Yay. Oh shit, wrong fucking button. Okay.
You said a bad word.
What?
You said bad word.
Fucking?
Yeah.
I'm a dirty baby, that's why.
Oh, dirty baby.
I'm gonna use the echo on my thing real quick.
Oh, please don't.
Fine.
What?
Hello, Alley Cam and Sinister Clan. How are you?
Please don't do that. I told you not to do that.
What?
I didn't do echo though.
No, it's just annoying me.
Sorry. I really.
Fucking.
You okay, Andy?
That's a bad word.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a cutie mark for my new character. My new pony character. You might be surprised what her talent
Her talent is making cutie marks
is.
for other ponies.
Well, no.
Oh, I thought it was close, Andy.
It was the cutie mark crusaders.
Not anywhere near it. She works at a store that sells sexual things.
Oh, a Spencer's. A Spencer's.
Technically.
Yes.
Except her store is called Pleasure Kingdom.
Whoa.
Can you show me the?
And so her cutie mark is supposed to be a heart with panties on it.
Can you show me the work in progress?
Well, the character herself doesn't look all too, like, spiffy or anything because she's Shining Armor and Cadence's daughter. So.
Oh, that that alicorn. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, not Flurry Heart. This one's a one I made up.
It's a different one. Okay, I see.
I made her up. This one is named Glimmering Hope. So.
Aww.
Or Glimmering Hope. I'm calling her Glim Glam because one of my friends, her nickname is Glam, and she makes a lot of sex jokes. So
that reminds me of Flim and Flam.
Glim Glam.
Yeah.
Clam, clit clam.
Clop cam.
I said clit clam, so that's better. Clit clam.
Suck a clam.
Ew.
Did you just? Oh no, that's illegal.
This is illegal? How's it illegal?
Because I said so. I don't know how to draw lacy panties.
Andy?
What?
No.
I mean, there's
That's
plenty of
the
references
panties that
on
are
the
on her
internet.
cutie mark.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you guys
Hello.
doing today? That was a
Good.
really
Who is
nice
this?
welcome. How are
Hey, Tilon.
Hey. You
Should
just
we
Hello.
you just missed the funniest shit that's happened.
you? What happened?
So do you remember that issue that happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Robert came into my stream and started shit, and I got it. It's not only is it recorded on stream, but I also screen capped it all and sent it to both Ald and Zeno.
Oh my yikes, boys! Did we get him? Is he got him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also-
Did we
yeah.
got him?
Also, I'm
We
stra-
got him.
Also, I'm streaming. The stream
Someone
link is
making a sex toy.
the stream link is in the communities thing.
And also
Oh.
sex toy.
I might check it out just to see what the whole thing is about. I don't.
And also
I really
making a sex toy.
do feel
What?
bad. It took that long for him to get out. You know, that's just common though.
Wasn't he?
Right.
Wasn't he here for like months?
He was around on the old server too.
I wasn't a part of the old server, but I've heard bad things.
Mm.
I didn't see him do anything on the old server, but I've only been around for a little over a month, so.
Oh, don't worry. I've seen a lot.
He used to,
I'm-
every time people
guys-
got into voice chat, he would post a bunch of not safe for work stuff in general context and then get mad when a mod told him to stop it. And he'd
That was-
repeatedly do that.
I'm surprised he didn't get banned then and there, because if he was in my server doing that, that would have been a red flag and he would have been instantly banned.
Yeah, it wasn't like outright not safe for work. It was like really suggestive body pillows and stuff. Yeah.
Lewd dudes.
Yeah,
Lewd
that.
things, lewd dudes with bad too.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Yikes.
I'm
Lewd.
drawing
Yikes.
Gur as a human boy.
Oh, yikes. Doesn't that break, like, several laws?
What?
I mean, like, I don't know. Is Jonan a fan of human Zim character fan arts?
Rules are meant to be broken, but not in the sense of
I said I'm
InvaderZIM server.
I said I'm drawing him as a human.
Oh, I was concerned.
How did you get that confused? I said I'm drawing him as a human.
I'm dumb. I don't understand words.
Go to school then.
School sucks. School is not for smart people.
Also, hello, sir. Nice to see you all again after yesterday's kerfuffle.
Wait, who said that?
Hello.
No. You speak of that, and it happened again in my stream.
I noticed. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I have eyes everywhere.
I did.
Did he run out?
I did the smart thing and I used the snipping tool to take screenshots, and I sent it to Alden and Zeno.
He ran out of his precious good boy points, and now he is officially bad boy.
Just remember, if you see something, don't speak and let us know.
Okay.
I'm glad everyone's happier now.
The first thing I did was since who was the person that alerted me saying that something in the chat was going on?
I think I spoke up.
Yeah.
Someone else did.
Yeah,
I
there
know
was
it was
me and someone else, I think.
It was me.
Yeah,
I'm proud of y'all. You know,
Yeah.
y'all are some good folks.
Yeah, because after that, the first thing I did was tell Ald and Zeno, because I don't want to tolerate that shit. I'm not just gonna.
Yeah,
Which is fair. Xena has not been online at all today, which has gotten me a little concerned.
Probably,
I think it's because
it's probably the art fight thing.
yeah, she had a deadline today.
Yeah.
We'll probably see her soon, but
So in conclusion, Robert's not coming back.
Robert is never coming back. He was not coming back to begin with.
What about his friends? What about his friends?
Two of his friends, the smiley person and the Cloudberg person, were fine because they actually talked it out with me really calmly, and I gave them the choice. If they wanted to leave, they could, or they could stick around. I didn't want to pressure them that they needed to be here or not. So I let them do their own thing. Smiley has not come back. Cloudberg has come back, but then he left again.
Everyone here is very lovely, except for I've had good experiences.
I wasn't here for that bullshit.
Hi.
Hello.
Let's
I
just
don't
say,
recognize you.
let's just say in short that Robert not only was it Robert, it was him and a friend of his. They were DMing me the same shit, like both of them were DMing me the same exact shit. I wasn't having it, so eventually, like, I blocked them because I asked them nicely not to send me that shit. They send it to me again, and I blocked them. And then since then, Robert got butthurt and tried to get people to get me to unblock him.
The worst part is that like I'm Robert's age and he's acting like a little kid, and I'm just like, bruh.
How old is
Damn.
Robert?
17.
That's a big
I'm
X for
turning
me, Chief.
17 soon.
I am
And-
17 too. So
And I'm
it's not
and I'm
okay.
turning 18 soon, so it's like
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
same, bro.
So young.
Not only that,
remember I have power over all of you. Call me young and there will be consequences.
Young.
Oh.
not only that, but like
Young
Alright, time to
Breezy.
kill the server.
Young Breezy.
so he was so after the fact I blocked him, he was trying to get my attention in the server by bringing the drama into the server, trying to say, oh, why are you ignoring me and shit like that.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I call him a dumb poopy head?
Yeah, sure.
Well, he's not the wisest.
I wouldn't say
Got
it
him.
I wouldn't say it in the text chat, but you can say it in voice chat all you want.
So the initial interaction was just kind of coming from a trolling nature.
Victory for Earth.
I'm just. Who is that?
Hi, I'm
Me.
back. I had
Hey.
to get ice cream.
Hey, Al.
Hello. I got ice cream too.
Yeah,
Alright.
so that guy is definitely not coming back for sure.
Robert's not coming back, but
Yeah.
if anything else happens, let us know.
I will take
Like,
Can we hold-
I will take screenshots if it happens again.
Yeah.
I will
Can we-
say though, Renee, if you want a better way to be able to screenshot things, you should try this thing called Light Shot. It's what I use as a snipping tool. It's rather than like actually pulling up like snipping tool and needing to use it.
Oh,
Can we hold the? I have an
I
idea. Can we
have
hold the? Oh, sorry.
the thing is what my snipping tool is. I have it. It's literally on my taskbar. So if I need it, I'll grab it.
Yeah, it's just mine is like I can press the print screen button and I can just like, let's say I wanted to take a photo of like the first part of our names, and I'll just yeet it in there. Like it's just bang, it's that easy.
I have a print screen button on my computer too, which is
I
like
like
what I
it.
use as a screenshot.
But yeah, if something happens in chat, just at Alderai, we'll make sure to try and get it as fast as we can, etc., etc.
DMing is
Yeah.
probably the best, just so it doesn't like.
I'll probably send it privately so it won't stir up issues in the
Yeah.
server itself.
Can we hold a candlelight vigil for Robert?
No.
R.I.P. Rest in peace, Robert.
He
Rest in
doesn't.
peace.
He doesn't deserve that satisfaction.
Aww, okay.
You know who just? Oh, Xeno's online.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Huh?
Retro.
What?
I can't wait for
I'm-
her to. I can't wait for her to see the juicy details I send privately.
Raggy.
What happened?
Who keeps laughing at my jokes? Thank you. Makes me feel really good.
I use Rutro Raggy.
We're best friends. We're best friends
I
now.
do too. I just don't do it.
What
I
happened?
just don't do it often.
What
I
happened?
use that so much. It's like
But yeah,
Whenever
just tell
I-
us if something happens.
Whenever I use
back
that
there.
around my family, they all
I
get really
will.
uncomfortable.
I will definitely tell. I will definitely tell.
I said
I'm actually
Sorry.
kind of surprised they didn't DM me privately with this shit. I'm surprised
That's
about
because
that.
they're cowards. They're cowards and they just want to start drama. But yeah,
They
just
wanted attention.
just let us know when things happen.
It's weird. It's weird because they were stupid enough to say it on a stream where it's recorded.
Bye bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna
Bye
disappear
bye.
again.
No, bye. Bye bye. Aw.
Bye-bye.
Did somebody say Raggy?
I
Ru-
mean I
Pardon?
didn't say that now, but I
You do say it.
do.
When I say that around, I said that around my family once, like 2 years ago. I said it around my sister, and she looked at me like I was sub.
I've always looked at like I'm subhuman, so I
And
get
then
that.
and then like a couple days ago, I heard her say it, and I'm like, God damn it! I will
Got 'em.
never get the
Got you.
satisfaction. Got 'em, boys. Did we got it them?
We got it.
Snort!
Good.
Oh!
No.
I
Who's
either
what?
say,
Cute.
I either say
Don't point out me snort.
Cute Andy.
I either say rutro raggy or oh god oh fuck. Like
Oh god, oh fuck.
What do you guys think of this?
Oh god.
What do you guys think of this GUR? This is a human
I'm-
GUR.
I haven't seen I'm not seeing the GUR as you are currently speaking, but I'm sure it is great.
It's,
GUR
I
rate.
will
I'm
adopt him.
streaming.
Kellogg's Frosted Flake cereal.
I'm streaming right now, so if you want to see it, it's in the community thing.
I
Paul,
should
be
stream.
right to go eat
I
din
will
din.
adopt
like-
Gur.
I
I'll be
will
right-
adopt.
I'll be right back. Go eat
I will
din din.
adopt. Can we all admit that Scooge deserved better?
I'll be right back.
Yes,
And
I
you
love
deserves the
my
world.
fat baby.
I'll be right
I
back.
kind of feel like drawing my version of him. He's big in mine.
I'll be right back.
Be a big boy.
Rest in
Unit.
peace, Scooge.
I'll be right back. I need to go eat din din.
Go eat.
Okay.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
Did somebody do a burp?
That was me.
that was
Good
Andy.
job. I have to say, I'm feeling a strong 9 to a light 10 on that.
are we rating births now?
Yes, we are.
My favorite thing to do.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel welcomed right now, mostly because everyone's laughing at my bad joke.
I've never met you before, and I don't know who you are, but I like you.
I heard you yesterday on the server, and I was like, that's a funny guy.
That's a good.
I'm a decent. I would consider myself a decent boy on the boy scale.
The BOI.
I consider myself an asshole.
Andy. No.
What?
Oh my god, that reminds. Do any of you watch Better Call Saul?
Nope.
I love that
Yes.
show.
I don't.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
it.
There's that one scene where where Saul is like, for all it's worth, Randy, you're a really good guy, and then he goes, for what it's worth, Saul, I think you're an asshole.
Yeah. I love that. I love that show so much.
Me and my dad quote that show all the time. It's the best.
It's so good. It rivals Breaking Bad. Like
It rivals Breaking Bad.
It is. It's in the same
because
universe.
It's just the writing is really good.
It's in the
and-
same universe. It's based off one of the characters from the show. It does rival Breaking. It's a pretty. They're both really good shows. I love.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, I
Anyway.
need to rewatch Better Call Saul. I rewatched Breaking Bad this summer. So worth it. It was.
Oh,
my God.
I watched it for the first time, and then I watched Better Call Saul for the first time.
Yeah, that's the order I watched it in too.
I wish I watched. I would like to know who made the noise.
Me. That was me.
Andy
was me.
Andy makes the word noises.
And good.
Okay.
if there was ever a spin-off, a knockoff Russian Zim show, I would voice the Russian knockoff.
I support that.
Dude, Zim taught me how to evil laugh. When I was a kiddo and I watched Zim a lot. I learned how to evil laugh through Zim, and I got scarily good at it.
Okay, now
That's
to color the
wonderful.
panties.
Whoa!
Andy.
Yikes, boy! Oh, you got. I did not know that was gonna happen.
Yikes, boy.
That's a big yikes for me, Chief. That's my catchphrase for some reason. I don't know what.
Yikes, Luigi.
That's a big yikes for me, Chief. That's the thing that I say so much. I don't know why.
Oh, I thought you
I say
said that's a
yikes.
big yikes, Luigi.
That's a big yikes, Luigi. From the Super Mario Bros. Super
That's a
Show.
big yikes, Luigi.
I usually say yikes.
Yikes.
Yikesy boy.
I hope 20 years from now, when Jonan Vasquez is like, I'm gonna die, he's like, hey.
He's like, I'm gonna die.
I I hope that he's like, I'm gonna give Zim to some random person. And then he gives, and then he's like, and then everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna give the show to a random dude?" And then he's like, "No." And then he pulls out a little Zim from his pocket, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, and he just throws it at someone.
I'd love that.
Oh my god, Richard Horvitz would be so confused. He'd just be standing there.
No, Richie.
What about Ricky? Can we get some love for my boy Ricky? Ricky Simons, who voices Gurr.
Yes.
Everyone knows what Ricky is.
Did you guys know that he was going through some financial troubles back in the day?
Oh.
Yeah, he was. Well, no, I think it was around the time that they announced it. He was going through some pretty big financial troubles. So he did a GurFundMe, where he would draw pictures of Gurr if you paid him money so that he could have some money for rent. Yeah, I funded that. I got a picture, but I don't know where I put it. He's a wholesome boy, by the way. He's a wholesome boy. We got to talk a little.
Lacy panties.
Stop talking about panties. I'm feeling uncomfortable.
You're flustering Elon Musk.
I'm trying to draw a very lacy pant.
I'm gonna draw Zim giving you a like a Zim, and he's gonna give you a very special message from me.
What's the message?
Probably go to hell. All right, panties are in.
All right. Here it is. It's coming.
Oh.
I'm putting it in whatchamacallit in. Oh my god, that's something my dad says so much. I picked up from him. Whatchamacallit. I'm putting it. Where do you put our stuff?
How long have you been in the server? How long have you been in the server?
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I've been here a couple times. I've been posting in that area a couple times. I'm gonna post a Zim saying something to you, and he's gonna say a very special message. I hope you.
Okay, I'm paying attention.
Wait, in general context or?
In art and creativity.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's arts.
And this is a pretty good drawing of Zim, I think.
Very important message.
Stop talking about.
But what if
I can hear that image so clearly.
Girl, stop talking about panties. But I like talking about panties.
Yeah, stop talking about panties.
I'm so confused. Oh no. That's such a. Oh my god, that's such an accurate season 2. Oh my god.
Wait, season 2 Zim. What's the difference between those seasons?
Season 2 Zim is better than season 1 Zim art.
Well, yeah, because there's something called improving.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It looks awesome. I like he had his like antennas look more scythe like. The coloring is just so much better in season.
His hands, like he gets more consistently 3 fingers.
Yeah.
That always gets me. Like I can't shake it. I just get so annoyed when I see him with more than 3 fingers.
At this point, I get used to seeing the house look completely different whenever the team redraw.
I don't mind the house too much.
Yeah. But
the fingers, man.
In season 1, like Gurr, like sizes constantly change. Like Gurr is way too small in a couple of shots. But like usually when they're around each other, it looks alright. When each character is like around each other,
Penis,
exactly.
Andy?
Yee?
No.
Hey, David isn't here to do it, so I will.
I haven't spoken to David in a while.
Stop talking about patties. Oh my god, I just keep.
What if I wanna?
Oh my god, who did that one?
Andy.
That was me.
If anyone makes weird noises, this is Andy.
It's amazing. That was art.
What if I wanna?
What if I wanna have a girl? Have a birthday.
Okay.
That
Whoa.
sounds like a smoking Miss Bitters.
Don't you mean
No,
Miss
you don't.
Shitters?
Miss Shitters.
Yeah.
Miss
my-
Titty Sprinklers.
Holy shit, that's a bit too much there, Chief.
Mm.
I love your laugh so much. It's so great.
I choked on my coffee.
You have suddenly turned old, Andy.
You shut your pie hole, man. Shut your pie hole.
Pies
There will
good.
no,
Pies
Me
are
and-
there
me
will
really
be no
good.
more pies.
Me and my
Pie.
dad quote 2 lines from Zim constantly, and it's a lot of people don't quote those lines, but I quote these lines constantly, and it's the line of during Abducted, when those 2 aliens are like, "Did you clean yourself? Define self." My dad quotes that one every single time,
Oh, that's such a good line.
and then the other one,
Define self.
Sim gets philosophical.
and then the other one is just define. What was it? No, it wasn't define. It was it's not stupid. It's advanced.
Oh, that's
And that's just applicable in every scenario.
Wait, wasn't that Purple that said that, or was that one of the aliens?
It was meant to be red, but it was purple.
It was meant to be red, but it was purple.
Yeah,
wait, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah. They in the script it was supposed to be red, but then they animated purple saying it. So then when they got it back, they got purple to do the line.
Poopsie doodles.
Poopsie doodles.
Fuck.
It's not
balls, and
stupid.
cock.
It's advanced.
Hey,
I like voice acting.
Hey, Andy. So, do you know the ice cream company Ben and Jerry's, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a real ice cream flavor called Sweaty Balls.
Oh my god, you sound like a jackhammer.
I can't live with myself.
I think I gave them too much of a neck, but other than that, it looks fairly accurate.
Make them more of a giraffe.
Gentlemen.
I actually
No. You mean mental gin?
Actually, that's really funny because I drew a giraffe that's smoking a cigarette somewhere in this book.
Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Andy,
you're hyperventilating.
You are dying.
Ha ha ha! Joke's on you. I died 20 years ago.
Says the old person.
Here's mental gen, by the way.
Huh?
Mental gen.
Gin and tonic.
Mental
gen.
I see it. I shall give a big hug.
He's a good boy.
He's a very good boy.
I draw so many things like this. Some Tack is back.
Someone should
Tack.
draw.
Ooh.
Somebody needs to draw Tack from the Power of Juju, dressing up as Tack from InvaderZIM.
Nobody likes that show. I've not seen anybody who.
I liked it.
I literally don't remember anyone. That's one show I don't remember anyone talking about.
My brother and I love that show.
Not only did I like the show, I also played the game too.
Oh, there's like the Game Boy Advance games.
No, I'm talking about the 3D games. There was 3 games.
The only
Ding Dong
that
Didgeridoo.
the only shows that they ever talked about at school was SpongeBob, and Zim. And I was the only one who was talking about Zim. It was like me and
they
my
were talking about SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob, The Fairly Odd Parents, occasionally. Jimmy Neutron is genuinely one of the most weird fucking shows. Like, that's Eric Andre levels of weird. Have you ever actually seen an episode of Jimmy Neutron? There's an episode.
I have.
There's an episode where Jimmy gets chased by a giant lima bean.
Oh, I remember that one. Wait, isn't that what started that meme?
Yes, the one where it's like, one day I sat on a banana and it changed my life.
No. I'm talking about that pear meme. Is that what started that pear meme?
Nah, the paramedium I think came from somewhere else.
Oh.
Jimmy Neutron is so ripe
Damn.
from. Jimmy Neutron is
God
so ripe from me. Oh my god, Andy, your voice is fucking blessed.
To be honest though,
damn.
I prefer Jimmy Neutron over the annoying orange though.
Well,
Hot
I
damn.
didn't know people compared Jimmy Neutron with the annoying orange.
No. I'm talking about in general. I'm talking about in general.
In general,
In general, yeah.
I didn't know people did that. Like,
Well, there's a lot of
people
things.
did that.
There's apparently there's a lot of things you don't know people do.
oh shit,
There's apparently a lot of things I don't know either, but you don't see me talking about it, motherfucker.
your voice is so fucking great. I like it so much. It's good shit. It's
You
good
know
shit.
what I
Blame
found
wanting
weird
to be a
about
voice
Jimmy
actor for
Neutron?
years.
You want to
What?
be a voice actor?
I said blame wanting to be a voice
Is
actor
that
for
Say?
years.
Is that Say talking?
Neato.
Hey, tallest.
Who is here?
It's tallest.
Oh,
The
that's the
Hallian
tallest
one.
Hello.
With the mismatching name. Hello.
Hello.
I may be short, but it ain't my feet holding me up.
Wait. There's so many things wrong with what you.
Has any other
That's
trouble
the
started
party.
since we left?
What? What now?
Has any other trouble happened since we left?
Let me.
No.
Let me scroll up on the chat.
Andy's been making fun noises. I don't know if you would describe that as trouble.
I mean, aside from the noises, which I make on a daily
No.
basis.
No.
All right.
Everyone's been chill.
And are they still watching the stream perchance, or have they just came in to do that and then left?
I think they literally came into the stream, watched it until I caught their ass, and then after they probably heard you guys talking, so saying how Robert won't come back, they probably just left. Probably.
Yeah, well,
That's fun.
so one of
Oh, am I on stream right now?
What? What are you saying?
Am I on
one
stream
of
right
No. I'm talking
Yes, you
about. I'm talking about. Wait, what are you saying, Thomas?
Seat Kadaz.
essentially
Yes.
one of the members that was one of Robert's friends left.
I heard.
What?
My
Wait, just now?
A while ago, like roughly 10, 13 minutes ago.
Oh, so after that shit.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Moonman.
They were the same person who had their name as an insulting thing to the mods.
Oh.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
pleasant.
Oh yeah, they changed their username to fuck the mods or no.
Yep.
So
No,
someone-
it was fuck the mods, and then they changed it again to something else.
Yeah, and then someone left the server, but not before actually saying fuck the mods.
Yeah.
In a little
Wow.
chat thing.
What a freaking not nice.
Yeah, but essentially,
So
bitch.
I told
Whoa.
so I told Zeno I showed Zeno the screenshots and Zeno says I just woke up. We're all going to take care of him and his friends. I knew even Allie being diplomatic won't work. They're all just teenagers, like literal teenagers.
yeah. The only one who did understand was Cloudberg, and Cloudberg left on his own accord.
You know what I think we should do, guys? We should act like mature and responsible adults and go egg their house.
Is it really worth it to just to message someone privately and they say to stop, they don't stop, and then just let it drag out this long and then complain just to get banned? Is it really worth it?
It's
No.
not worth. This is genuinely kind of harassment. Well, it is harassment.
No.
Which is what we're doing. Like, we're making sure that they don't come in to harass anymore, considering it is against our rules.
Yeah.
But regardless, I just came in to pop in, ask if anything else.
Thank
Keep
you
me up to date on it.
you for being a good boy. Thank you.
I will say though, Renee, Zeno did only just wake up.
Yeah.
So until like maybe an hour or two passes, you might want to redirect like all the things that happened to Alderai.
Oh.
Just because Xenos had to deal with a lot yesterday and today. So I want to make sure that our control brain gets plenty of rest.
Funny thing that you're telling me this is because Zeno and I are already talking.
Damn it, Zeno! I told you to get some rest.
She's been working on that deadline. Isn't she okay? Is she okay?
Yeah, it's just she needs to also take care of herself.
Speaking of rest, I only had 2 hours of sleep today.
Go the fuck to sleep.
I didn't go to sleep.
I'm not tired. That's the thing.
Weakling.
I didn't
Still-
sleep at all last night, but that's because insomnia exists.
All y'all,
Insomnia gang.
you don't need to sleep, but you need to rest. Just make sure you take care of yourselves, otherwise you might
I
get
mean,
sick.
I was laying in bed for a while, but
That
technically
counts.
that counts rest, but just don't get yourself sick. That's all. Self care is important in this household.
I was sick a week ago.
I'm
Is this
still
a
sick.
household? Because I thought I was homeless.
All of you are my kids now.
No, I have a
I'm 20.
dad.
I'm 27. I'm not a kid.
You're my child now.
No.
You're not allowed to be my grandma.
The only person that can claim Andy as their child is me. I am their mom.
Well, I'm sorry to say it, but Ald and I have adopted everyone in the server now.
No.
The server dad and the server mom.
Bye. Okay.
No, don't run.
I have to run though, so I will see you all once
don't
more
run.
again.
Walk slowly.
I'm going to dab my way into the abyss. Goodbye.
Oh no.
Penis ring.
Oh. What did you just say?
No, no.
Penis ring.
No. No.
All right, guys. Here's a list of facts. Number
Penis.
1.
Oh no! Please no facts.
That was fact. Facts are done. Good job, everybody. We really did something. I'm really proud of what this community has accomplished.
What community?
How dare you?
I'm really proud of you all.
I am no.
I am no. That sounds like a great movie.
Oh shit.
I am legend.
I am big brain.
I am. Hey, what up? It's your boy, Skinny.
Oh my god, I watched that Vine morning.
I was expecting Andy to say skinny penis.
Skinny penis.
You know, that's not too far off of what I would say.
Yeah. Hey, what up?
Oh my
It's your
God.
boy, Skinny Penis.
Skinny penis.
But it's the beauty of that Vine is the way he's like gesturing in front of the camera, like hey, what's up, guys? Like,
It's your boy, Skinny Penis. He just like jumps out with. Well, he doesn't jump out with the penis. He just jumps out with the. You know what? Gary is such a good boy. You know what I feel bad about? I would have rather. I want to see another InvaderZIM movie that's just about the nubs of, which was the episode of without Minnie Moose was supposed to be introduced. I want to see Minnie Moose's origin story.
I'm actually curious if the show's gonna come back if the movie comes well.
The whole reason. No, the whole reason that the movie happened was because Nick wanted the show to come back, and Jonah was like, okay, we'll do a series. And then he was doing the work on the series, and he was like, how about we do a mini-series instead? And then he said, hey, can we just do one really long episode?
Wait, how long is the movie?
An hour, 30 minutes,
So
I
that's
think.
basically like how many?
3 episodes.
That's 3. Wait, if I remember correctly, the InvaderZIM episodes were 11 minutes long each.
Yeah, so it's pretty long.
So I don't think it's even 3 episodes.
It's a pretty long thing, though. It's about a season. I would consider it about a season's worth of animation.
Yeah.
But it's not a season's worth of storytelling. It's just a season's worth of, and apparently 10 minutes of it. Oh wait, I can't.
Don't spoil
That's
it.
spoilers. Yeah, that's spoilers.
I'm actually wondering if he'll make a game because apparently Jonah does like games.
Oh, he wants to do It looks he did this pixel art of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. So I genuinely do think that a Johnny the Homicidal Maniac game is in the works. As far as a Zim game goes, I would love to pitch him a point and click adventure game starring Zim. That'd be fun.
Point and click.
Nice.
Yeah, because it would just be 90% dialogue or a VR game.
But VR headsets are expensive.
No, they're like $200.
Not everyone has $200.
$200.
Well, compared to most things, it's actually pretty cheap.
You like if you have something like a GTX, maybe like anything above the 10,000 series, or not 10,000, 1,000 series, anywhere like a 1080 or 1060, you can run most VR games. If you can buy a $200 Windows mixed reality headset and you get some pretty like decent VR controllers for about like $40, but you're not going to get the best VR experience, but you'll get something playable.
If an InvaderZIM game needs to be made, I would probably want it like for like Switch or like PS2, like across those things.
I'd want it to be a VR game where it's just about like Zim trying. I just want to explore Zim's house. like because it seems so big, but we never get to see an actual map of it. So something along that.
Wait, a map of it. That actually reminds me. That actually is an InvaderZIM game, but it's not like on consoles or anything. It was released I think
there was
last year.
A web browser game.
Yeah,
it was a web browser game. There's also like a lot of he's in a lot of the Nicktoons games.
Yeah, Globs of Doom.
Zim he's in Globs of Doom, and he's a pretty big star of Globs of Doom, surprisingly. He was in Attack of the Toy Box. You could play as Gur, and there's some really cool stuff about Attack of the Toy Bots that's Zim related. like it's weird how much Urkin architecture is in that game. Like every single bad robot design has a piece of Urkin equipment attached to it. Like even like the place where you go to unlock characters, you have to hit a big like Urkin Empire logo, and then you unlock the characters. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I'd love to make a Zim game, but I don't know what I'd make it. I think it would probably be like a third-person shooter.
Somebody did make an InvaderZIM fan game, but it was based off of fan fiction a long time ago.
There's probably a lot of like visual novels, dating sims.
It was a the game that I'm talking about. It was actual game where you can actually move the character around and stuff. It wasn't a visual novel.
I'd like to just have or you could have a game where you just play as Gur. That'd be fun. Nick would throw money at that shit because everyone would buy it. Gur being the main character, you could be like running around as a broken robot destroying things. That'd be
Would be the goal of the game though? Just to break
get tacos. Get tacos. Gur might have saw something on TV and he wants to buy it. So maybe he's going around trying to get money for it. He's just like he's just knocking people over and taking their money. Like GTA, except it's Gur.
Did you say GTX?
GTA, except it's Gur. Gur Theft Auto. That'd be wonderful. I'm just imagining something along the lines of Attack of the Idiot Dog Brain.
The final boss can be Elon Musk.
Yes, I'm always the final boss. I'm the final boss. I'm the final boss of life. When you die, you have to fight me.
Oh man.
Okay, hello, Death. Please take me now.
Hello, darkness, your old friend. I've come to talk to you again. Spooky. Zim is a good. I was watching the Nicktoons podcast, like the Nick Animation podcast, about like 2 or 3 years ago when they were when they had Jonan on, and they were like, "There's been rumors, Jonan, that you're coming back as Zim," and he's like, "Everyone always says that. It's not happening." And then like a couple months later, he announced the Zim movie. Because he's a dick and I love him. Remember that time where he just said, hey, InvaderZIM fans, amazing news. I had my first ice cream drumstick in years and it was amazing. Also, Zim is still canceled forever.
I love his like friggin' Twitter posts.
His Twitter is gold. Everything on his Twitter.
It's beauty. It's just absolute beauty.
It's great. I love I don't like. It's weird to think because I don't, even though I'm a Zim fan, I don't consider myself a Jonan fan. because I tried reading Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and I didn't realize how much I felt comfortable with Zim because it was a kid show.
Can you imagine what would happen if InvaderZIM was an Adult Swim? Can you
That would
imagine
be
the
great.
I don't
the
think-
mind fuckery?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if Jonan would want to do anything to. Well, it depends. There are extreme things that he wanted to do with Zim, but they didn't go as far as. They only went as far as like killing Dib.
Well, Dib technically didn't die. He was on the verge of, but he didn't die.
No, he wanted to kill Dib. Remember? Do you guys not know about this?
You're talking Bad Bad Rubber Piggy, yes.
He wanted to kill Dib and replace him with Squee at one point.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite episode. Well, one of
Bad
my favorite
Bad.
episodes. Yep. That episode actually that episode actually inspired me to make my story, my InvaderZIM comic series.
Oh, that's nice. You did that? That's sweet. I didn't know you did that.
Wait. You didn't know I did what? Make a story.
I didn't know you had a comic series. I just talked to you.
Yeah, I have so far it's 33 pages.
Nice.
Yes. It's a big story.
I have one too, but I've done nothing with it.
Send me, please. Send me your work. I'd love to see it all.
Do you have a DeviantArt?
I don't have a DeviantArt, but you can just send me links over Discord.
I can't link you right now because I'm streaming. You have to wait until after.
I'll wait. I'll be a patient boy.
Be a patient boy.
Snored.
I've been
Excuse me.
I think my favorite episode of Zim has to be Backseat Drivers from Beyond the Stars. It's just such a good episode.
I really like that episode.
Which one was that?
The one
Boinkus.
The one where the Resisty show up. Zim is trying to hijack the ship to bring it closer to Earth.
I wonder if the Resisties, if they're coming to the movie.
I don't think they were on IMDb. That would be a shame if they didn't show up. But
I think Tack and Scooch are going to be there because apparently Jonan didn't want Tack and Scooch in the comics.
No, Nickelodeon wouldn't let him have Scooge. Tack was in the comics, but not.
Tack
she
was
wasn't
in the
physically in the comics.
Oh,
she wasn't. The ship
Tack
was in the comics.
a couple of the comics.
No. I mean like her, not the ship.
No, the ship. She didn't show up outside of the ship. I don't think.
So what do you guys think of this Zim I did? Zim and.
Can I see?
Human. I'm streaming right now. Remember, stream links in the server.
Am I the only one that's been watching the stream the whole time?
No, I've been watching it the whole time.
Wait, where? I didn't click on the stream. Where do I click?
You should probably do that.
Yeah, it's in it's in the community activities.
That'd be cute if this version of them were like brothers or something.
That could work. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I could see that.
I like it. I really like it.
Some goofy kid.
Yeah.
You know how in the comics there's the recap kid?
Yeah.
I wanted to put that in my universe somewhere, but I don't know how.
I hate that recap kid isn't going to be in the movie.
I'm surprised that they're not in there. Because because the recap kid is based, well, not the recap kid, the movie is based off like bits of the comic. So I'm kind of surprised.
It seems like they're gonna do the opening scene pretty much like word for word, and then everything else afterwards is just gonna be whatever Jonan wanted to do. I thought it was gonna be a mixture of the comic and the trial because it would have made sense like to be like, oh, this is a movie, so we should tell a big story about Zim's past and make it all cinematic and stuff. But it seems like he had a new idea for Zim because
Do you think pieces of the trial are going to be in the movie? Because
I think it's going to be an entirely original story. So no. I feel like if he was gonna do, if he was going to do the trial, he would have just. If he was gonna use any of the unused episodes, he would have just done the miniseries. He clearly had new ideas, and he didn't want to tread old ground. That's why this isn't season 3 or season 2 like finished. It's Enter the Florpus. The Florpus is it's definitely an original idea. I think Jonan, even when apparently like the thing that would constantly happen is Nick would constantly say, "We want Zim back. Come back to do Zim," and then he would say, "No, I'll tell you when I have an idea for it." And then he came up with an idea for it that time because he was also working on the comics.
Whoa. Bless you.
Anyway, I'm a big encyclopedia on Zim. I love it so much. I've been researching it since I was a little boy.
A little boy.
Y'all know about walnuts?
I know about pecan pie.
No, do you know that walnuts? Do you know? Okay, can I tell you the real story of why Zim got canceled?
No, you can say it, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, so everyone thought it was because it wasn't getting in the ratings that people wanted, or because it was too dark, or it wasn't getting the right demographic. In reality, Zim was doing like fine. Like even though it was getting a teen demographic, it was still bringing in viewers. It didn't matter. So do you guys remember the episode where Zim traps kids on the bus?
Yeah. Room with the moose?
The room with the moose, yes. Do you remember the 3D walnuts? Now, the thing about those 3D walnuts is that in the script and in the animatic, they were just 2D walnuts, and they're really cheap and they were easy to do. But when they sent it over to the animation studio, they did 3D walnuts for it, and the 3D walnuts were the most expensive part of the entire series.
Walnuts.
The 3D animated cel shaded walnuts were the most insanely expensive part of the Zim series. And from that point on, Zim became a financial burden because of the walnuts.
Oh,
Crazy.
that is so interesting.
So the real
sad.
reason Zim got canceled was because it might not have been the main factor, but that was the beginning of the end. It was the walnuts. So you can thank 3D animated walnuts for the fact that season 2 got cut off early.
Wait. So the walnuts caused the show to get canceled, but not all of the times they use CGI in the show.
The thing about the walnuts is that they have a very specific texture. It's true. You can look this up. That it's because of just walnuts. They were much harder because if you actually look at like the shapes for like the massive and stuff, it's mostly like it's pretty basic shapes. But the walnuts, you have to do a lot of like crunching and a lot of different molding for it. I'm not joking when I say that the walnuts were like the most expensive thing on.
I believe you.
It was.
I mean, it doesn't even surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that walnuts.
I can actually I can actually imagine like the world of InvaderZIM. If you go to a grocery store and buy walnuts, they're like extremely expensive. That only the rich can buy them.
I'm really hoping that they make a joke about the walnuts in Enter the Florpus. That would be really funny.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a bizarre show, like got a bizarre cancellation, like walnuts.
It wasn't because the show was not getting in viewership, and like pretty immediately after Zim was canceled, there was like it was about 3 years after, but like they were already talking about bringing it back
because the fans like it.
Yeah, and it got a good view. It got like a lot of views. People liked it. People were watching it a lot. It's not that Zim was unpopular. Zim was pretty really popular. It was a successful Nicktoon, not like as SpongeBob successful, but like it was more successful than things like Fanboy and Chum.
God, that show is awful.
I like that show. I unironically liked like a lot of parts of Fanboy and Chum Chum. I don't like everything in that show, but I like quite a bit of it, especially the later seasons. It's got.
I'm actually kind of drawing like not really a species swap, but I'm drawing like a maybe like a kind of a role swap, maybe. I don't know. I'm making Dip like an alien creature.
I finished my 40 pages of comics. So I want to do another big one this time, big boy comic for big boy.
A big boy comic for big boys.
Yeah, that's the title. Check it out. It's gonna
Yeah.
be on. It's gonna be backed by Marvel Comics, and there'll be a movie about it in 2 years, and it'll start its own cinematic universe. Shaft is gonna be in
Big
it.
boys.
Shaft is
Shaquille
gonna
O'Neal.
Shaft is gonna team up with the main character from my comics, and they're gonna go on adventures in space.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's gonna be there. You know it. Dwayne's gonna be in Deadpool 3. He wanted to be in the next Deadpool film. That's what he said.
Are you lying?
He's like, hey, you can look it up. That's the most recent piece of Deadpool news, is that Dwayne said if there was a Deadpool 3, he wants to.
Mm-hmm. That's hilarious.
Wait, didn't he die in the second one now?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson?
No,
Dwayne wasn't in.
Deadpool.
But Deadpool doesn't die.
Yeah, Deadpool doesn't die. He just kind of temporarily disappears.
Deadpool doesn't die.
It's impossible for him to die.
It's a comic book character. They find some bullshit reason to bring him back to life.
No, it's the literal the literal reason why he can't die is because I think the reason in the comics was because he's
healing
in love with
factor.
Lady Death.
Well, that's not really allowed in kid-friendly MCU. Or PG-13 MCU. For some reason they did. I honestly wish they kept the death motivation, and it would have been nice. But anyway, my favorite colored alien will always be Zim. I'm sorry, Thanos, but you're gonna have to remain a close 58. He's
My
not
favorite
that.
alien ever is Crypto.
Oh, you like Destroy All Humans?
Yes,
Fuck
I love
Destroy All Humans.
Oh, wait, aren't they making a new game of that?
They're making a remake.
No, they're revamping it.
They're doing a
They're
remake
revamping the original games.
And Battle for Bikini Bottom too, which is pretty.
Yeah. Oh, I love the fucking robot Sandy boss fight. I played the original.
They're gonna do the robot Squidward fight in the new one. They're gonna make that one too. I'm really.
Squidward.
Oh.
You know what I'm hyped for? I'm hyped for fucking I'm hyped for the Destroy All Humans remake because
yeah.
Fuck.
My brother and
Crypto's
I have been
I played that game too.
Crypto.
I hope they do
Although
a Destroy.
Arthropox is the best thing of the whole thing. Let me just.
What's the matter, Pox? Having a bit too much trouble up in that giant tin can? That's my best Crypto
having
impression.
Too much trouble.
He sounds like Jack Nicholson. He's like, having too much trouble in that giant tin can.
Yes,
what, did your gravity thing break or something?
Oh, they
Shut
eat
up,
from
Crypto.
their mouths. I think I'm going to be violently ill.
I'm just sitting here lost because I remember playing the game, but I don't remember the cutscenes.
The cutscenes were the best. You missed out so much.
As a kid, the
At
only
least you remember it's from a cutscene.
The only interest I had doing when I was a kid was just controlling the humans, controlling them and making them do shit. That was my only interest.
Making them take a shit?
No, making them do shit.
They should do that. They should add that. That'd be such a nice addition in the next game. Make them take it.
Oh, there is the anal probe.
Yeah, exactly.
The anal probe exists.
It's nice.
So technically, you just shit yourself until you die.
Did you ever play Destroy All Humans 2?
I don't remember. I only remember playing the first game all the way through.
The second one's alright. So it's
it's alright. I watched my brother play it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if they ever did a remake of that, I'd want them to do more work on it. Give it a good old spit and shine. Add some things, take away some things. I just don't feel like it had that much of a I don't know. Destroy All Humans 1 was such a fucking fun game. I was so hyped for
a bomb.
Dude, I was so hyped for Crash Team Racing, and I was gonna buy that game, and I kept delaying buying the game, and then it turns out, oh shit, they're adding microtransactions, so I'm glad I never picked up the game.
Path of the Furon, I think, was the.
That one sucked. I heard. I heard it didn't go over well.
It might not have gone over well, but my brother said it was actually kind of okay. Like, he's the one who's played all the games all the way through because he's a bigger fan than I am, and I only care about it because he cared about it. So,
Aw, that devalues my. Aw, that makes me sad.
what do you mean?
I thought we both liked it. Well, I haven't played those games either, so. I've played the second game, and that's about it. I haven't played Path of the Furon. There was a Wii game, too, called Big Willie's Revenge or something.
Oh, fucking big. Yeah, it was. I think it was Big Willie's Revenge. I think it was.
Where
It
they
was
were,
Revenge of Big Willie. Yeah.
and it was them chopping him up into meat and like chopping humans up into meat and selling them as burgers.
Yeah.
Which was pretty
Sweeney Todd edition.
Tom Sweeney edition. It's the gays edition, Tom Sweeney. Anybody here watch Chris Ray Gun?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh yeah, y'all should. I love Chris. I don't like his politics, but I love Chris. Everybody what are some other games that are coming out that are pretty great?
Pokemon.
That Pokemon game looks like shit. I'm sorry. I gotta be real.
Is it because of the fucking tree?
It's that too, and because
everyone's
it's empty.
complaining because it's
No.
No. The reason why it's empty is because it's based off the UK.
That's not. Have you actually been? Okay. You can't sell me this shit. All right, I've been to the UK. The UK doesn't have that empty. That's not the problem. The reason that you can have areas be big and expansive and also have it be filled with more than one texture. Like
No. Not only that, but this is Nintendo's first open worldish kind of Pokemon game. So I think you should give him a break. This is their first thing.
Well, first of all, okay. I don't blame it on Nintendo. I blame it on the Pokemon Company because the Pokemon Company works outside of Nintendo, and Nintendo doesn't exactly have the control that they wish they could. And honestly, it's not because I think that the game. I don't feel like considering it's probably a small team working on it. I think that it looks fine for the work, but as for a standard for a console Pokemon game, I mean, come on. Like, it's the most expensive, the most profitable media franchise of all time. Like, literally, Google it. It's the most profitable.
I actually think that when it comes to Sword and Shield, I think that there's different teams working on it. There's one team is working on Town, another team was working on Let's Go, and then this one is working on Sword and Shield. So there's limits.
Let's Go support has long since gone, and I don't see there's much support being added for that game. And look, I get that you have a small amount of people in that studio, but you know what's a great solution to when you don't have enough people working? Hire more people. Boom.
We can't tell them what to do.
Boom, blew your goddamn mind. See, you can hire your multi-billion-dollar corporation. Hire some more artists. It's not that difficult. Get some more modelers. And don't lie to people and tell them that the animations are not reused because they look exactly the same.
Well, there's a lot of fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking Pokemon.
Didn't stop them from packing them into a 3DS. Why can't you have them in a Switch?
I gotta say something.
Go ahead.
Nintendo, before it became a family thing, used to sell porn.
And cars. They used to sell cars too.
Didn't they sell trading cards? Not trading cards, like Hanafuda cards, which was gambling stuff.
I just remember the porn.
I don't remember. Is that true? I'm gonna have to Google that later.
I don't know, but now I'm thinking of Mario in a very bad way.
I think at some point they got involved with the Yakuza. I don't know if that's part of the whole gambling.
Wait,
that would be fucking great. That'd be cool.
That would be fucking great.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, hold on. Let me search it up real quick.
Anyway, there's no Anyway, like, there's no excuse for that game looking as bad as it.
Well,
It's a AAA. It's a AAA franchise. You can hire more people. You can take more time. It's not like I get that there's a holiday season coming up, but like maybe you should have just hired more people and like there's not parts of I'm not saying there isn't parts of Sword and Shield that I like. I love Wooloo. Wooloo's my boy. I will love him till the day he dies. I'm gonna hold on to him. He's a good boy.
Good baby.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at
the
those.
screenshot is in the general context. The thing about the Yakuza is there.
The thing about the Yakuza. I gotta go, guys.
okay, bye, Andy.
No, come on. Aww.
I gotta go.
Hey,
My
Andy,
family
I'll talk to you
have
later.
to do stuff. Oh.
Yeah, I'll talk to you
Well,
later.
Bye. Bye. Aw. Yeah, anyway.
I'm still getting Sword and Shield because
yeah, you can still get it. I'm not gonna
like a lot of people are like complaining there's no national decks and the graphics and so I'm still gonna get the game, so I'm not gonna let negativity get to me. I'm just gonna get the games and play them.
Well, like honestly, like not having the national decks isn't a big deal. Like there are a lot of useless Pokemon in there that nobody really fucking uses, and I'm sure I get it's like catch 'em all and you have to have all the Pokemon, but like I just don't think that the excuse of hey like if you're not going to have the national decks, you don't have to come up with a fake excuse. Just be like, we didn't think it fit with the vision of this game. Don't say it's because of space. You can fit them all into the 3DS. It's perfectly fine.
A friend and I were talking about this earlier, and apparently the Sinnoh Dex was like that. There was all new Pokemon.
Yeah.
I love this version of Dib I'm drawing. I love it.
Like, just don't lie. Like, I feel like it's fine when it's like, it's like, hey, we want to have a different vision for this game. That's totally cool. And we want to have all new and unique Pokemon, and we don't really want to focus on the past. We want to take a bold new step. That's cool, but just don't tell me it's because you can't fit them all, or you need to reanimate all the things, because you're not reanimating them. They're the exact same animations and models from Sun and Moon.
Well,
don't lie to me. I'm fine with it. I don't need all of those Pokemon. I don't use all those Pokemon. And to the people who do use all those Pokemon, like, still have those games to play. Just be honest with me. I believe that's fair enough. Is that not a fair enough statement? I believe so.
I'm just gonna keep playing Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm not stopping. No one's stopping you, dude. Keep playing Pokemon.
Hey, Say still on the phone?
I'm probably gonna play Pokemon too.
Say?
Hi, sorry. I was eating something. I didn't want to make crunching noises.
Do you like this dib?
Yeah.
I actually do decent dib boy. Good decent dib boy.
Yeah, that's
blessed
dib.
That's really cool.
I want to pat him on the head.
He would probably slaughter you.
Yeah, I get that. I get that vibe.
I want to pat him on the head.
Your hand just gets sliced up.
Just starts making a rabid dog noise. Just like,
That reminds me of that one video of that Australian guy who was like, he was like, there was a news piece and he was getting interviewed and he was talking about these dogs that were chasing him. He imitated the dogs on camera. He was like,
yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's so good.
Sorry, continue.
No, I was just saying my mind thinks in obscure internet videos.
That's a good way to think. Hello.
It's my language.
I'm back.
Hey, everybody want to get into the sick Pokemon controversy?
No.
So if you like Sun and Moon or the new game, whatever it's called, you deserve to be eaten for some reason.
What?
Honestly, I never
His
got
joke.
into Pokemon because my grandma thought it was witchcraft.
Oh my god.
That
Yeah, I
reminds
was
me.
one of those kids.
That reminds me of the fucking time it was like a bunch of Christians they like made a YouTube video. It was like very long ago, and they were like saying how Pokemon is satanic.
Did you say Santanic?
You know what the fuck I mean?
Satanic.
Satanic?
Yes.
Yeah, my grandma thought it was satanic. Or
Did
something.
anybody see that video of somebody calling into like a church and being like, "I found this picture of a skeleton on my young daughter's phone. I'm concerned she's getting into
Yes.
witchcraft," and it was Sans.
It was Sans.
Was that a prank or something? Was that a
No,
prank?
I think it was genuine.
Someone said it was a troll.
A skeleton with a glowing blue eye.
I hope in my soul of souls that it was real.
Would people be that stupid though?
I mean, there's a lot of stupider things that happen. Did you know that I think it was Germany accidentally invaded one country 3 times? Like they just
accidentally invade a country.
well they go onto that country
Oops.
thinking it's another country, and they because they're like, oh shit, wrong country. Oh shit, wrong hole.
Psych, that's the wrong country.
Yikes.
All right, so
Okay,
this is the
I have to write a script for my comic now. Wish me luck, guys.
What kind of comic is it?
It's a comic that I came up with a year ago.
Oh, what's that background noise? It's wind.
That's fan. I have to turn away from my fan so it hits my back because I'm a big, tired boy, and it's very hot out in Canada.
Is your favorite word boy?
No, my favorite word is yikes. What can I say but yikes? Anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my top 10 words.
What's your top 10 dog?
All right, so yeah, the dib.
I have to think about that.
I actually like this dib's design. He looks menacing.
I like Ninja Dib from that episode where Zim, where it's the episode where he tries to like infiltrate Zim's house, and then he finds out afterwards that Zim implanted like a little robot inside of his. No, he implanted himself inside of Dib's food so he could go inside and mess up his internal organs.
NanoZim.
Yeah, NanoZim. That was great. You're such a good boy.
Do you want to know who's not a good boy?
Sir.
No, Red.
Red, the almighty tallest Red.
Yeah, he's a douchebag, but he's a funny douchebag.
I like Purple more, to be honest.
I like them both. I see them as a unit. I can't play favorites when it comes to.
Yeah, I think that the same way.
I think I like Purple.
To me, I like all the InvaderZIM characters, but I have a favorite who's not even part of the main cast.
I like Purple just because of that line where he's like, where you know, in Mega Doomer, where he's like, it's the Mega Doomer 3000, and then he goes, I don't like it. We didn't build it
so you could like it.
And then
I love that scene. I love that scene with Purple where he's like, where they're like, so you're telling me that humans are tall but dumb, and Purple's like, yeah, can you imagine that? Huh?
Oh yeah.
Doing food.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, yes, fascinating.
And they ask the question literally twice. Like
he says fascinating, but also it's really not. And then the thing gets cut out.
Speaking of the tallest, my version of the tallest from my comic series, Red loves war and is a tyrant, while Purple is a peacemaker and loves all life and shit.
Well, what was that? Purple both seem pretty like. I don't know. Purple does seem a bit more sensitive, I guess.
Well, canonically, they're both pretty. They're both like.
They're
high
both
on the
equally.
assholery tier.
They're both equally evil, yeah. But
Red,
like, I don't know.
Red is more serious though. When it comes
Yeah.
to
He's more pragmatic.
Well,
but only slightly.
Only slightly, yeah.
They
Because
both.
when you use the word pragmatic, I just think about that scene where they were both making the puppets and playing with them.
No, okay. When I say that, I'm thinking of the scene where in Backseat Drivers from Outer Space, where there's all sorts of chaos, all those navigators are flying around, and Red goes straight to a panel, and he's like, "I'm gonna run a manual diagnostic."
And then Purple is just there going like, oh, no.
He's like stuffing food in his face. I love that.
That episode is actually my friend's favorite episode, just because of that scene. She was laughing her ass at it when I first showed it to her.
That's my favorite
Literally,
episode.
Purple is me in any stressful situation. Just stuff my face with food.
No. I love like there's so many great Purple lines for some. There's a lot of great Tallest lines.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't wait to see more of them in the movie.
Save the donut. I tell you, save the donuts. Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Alright, so this is the picture I have done. Oops. Oh, that explains it. Yeah, let's go back.
The more I think about it, I think we were talking about it yesterday, but it is kind of confusing that the tallest have thumbs.
The tallest what?
Tallest have thumbs now.
Oh. Probably because Jonah wanted to debunk the theory of the tallest.
Well,
the thumb headcanon.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still go by that and say like, oh well, they faked it. They've been tucking their thumbs inside the gauntlets this whole time because they were too chicken to actually cut their
are you talking about the Infinity Gauntlets?
Just the tallest gauntlet thingies.
That was a joke.
I'm joking.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. No, I was being mean. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, I thought it was a great bit of character because I thought it would make perfect sense that the tallest would try and like cheat their way out of it.
Yeah,
it just seemed like
they're such wusses, honestly.
They're wusses and assholes. They're not. They're bullies with a giant fucking like laser cannon. That's about it. Shoot a big laser thing at them.
like when they see the resisty, hey, that's abort shit. I thought there weren't any more of those. Let's blow it up.
I didn't even bother to check if there was anyone left over.
They're terrible. I love them so much.
Oh.
All right, so
look at all these defective SIR units. If somebody got their hands on these, they could really get hurt. Send them to.
I have a college AU with InvaderZIM where Red and Purple are co-presidents of like this really big fraternity.
It's perfect.
Yeah, they're co-presidents. Yeah, and Zim really wants to get into the frat because that's like where you get all the advantages and you're considered very high up in the in the hierarchy of the college. But Red and Purple consistently make him go through all these hazing tactics, saying, "Oh yeah, we'll consider your pledge, but you have to run through the quad naked at noon, or you have to wear a T-Rex suit for a week." Like
that does sound like that's just like a giant fish in a bear suit.
Yeah, I have it all planned out. I know what all and Red and Purple are like econ bros, and then like Zim is trying to be a triple major in politics, engineering, and social and like oh god, what was the third one? It was something else. Like
so
he's very ambitious.
So
oh my lord.
The picture. What do you guys think?
I love it.
It's a good picture, man. It's great.
Thank you.
10 blessed pictures.
Post these on my picture.
You know what I feel? You know what character I feel like doesn't get enough love, even though he's really great?
Keith.
Who?
Not Keith.
Aw, we need more Keith.
Who-
Also, what should I title this picture? I'll title it something because I'm gonna post it.
Effigy of Sanity.
No.
It's beautiful.
Let's
Gooch?
see. That's called Swampiness. Not Wampiness. Swampiness
Nice.
of Doom. There we go.
Isn't there's a rule for the new Zim movie, which is that they're not allowed to use the word Doom.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. That's what Jonan said. He doesn't like that the word Doom is associated with Zim.
What? No.
Wait, serious?
I remember him saying like something. I think he might have been joking, but that was something he said at a panel where he's like, "We don't use the word."
But Doom is such a good word for Zim.
Not only that, but
considering-
like Doom has been a fucking meme amongst the InvaderZIM fans for so long, and then he suddenly strips it away.
Well, he's giving us plenty new memes like giant pizzas.
And
Good
animated
shit.
Zim.
Oh yeah, did you see that?
See what?
That's I was like imagining in my head what was Zim gonna start out with. Like I was thinking it was gonna start out with, and I was like, well, like how do you even start a Zim movie after so long? Do you just start with the intro? And then I saw that that anime thing happen, and I'm like, oh god, I know what they're gonna do now.
I loved it so much.
Speaking of that, I actually think the floor piece has something to do with the characters changing styles, like art styles.
That's exactly what I think too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for him.
Speaking of anime, I want to see if I draw Dib in an anime style.
I'm interested to see what they what the Florpus is even.
Kind of reminds me of the thing from Rick and Morty, the fucking Plumbus. Like no one knows what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It
No one
just
knows.
is.
It just is a thing. I had a whole when I was like 12. I had a whole thing set up for. I had a comic that I wanted to do called Invader School because they talked about that in Zim at certain points. Like they mentioned it 1 or 2 times, but I wanted to do a whole comic about Zim going through Invader School and him just like annihilating everything by accident.
Oh, that's so good.
Where he's like,
I
but then
the hell out of that.
yeah, but then I found out that the trial was a thing, and I'm like, oh, that's basically the same thing. But that was
the
but
trial hasn't happened, and that's like kind of different with Invader. I mean, I think you could do it.
Maybe I'd do if I had like because I'm doing a comic like if I finish that 4 panel right now, actually I think I'll do like something with little baby Zim destroying some stuff. I wanted. We didn't get to see enough of Baby Zim. We only got to see like 5 seconds of him. I love you, giant, cold, unfeeling robot arm.
Oh shit!
It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, another thing about my my story is that Purple Rays Zim.
Aww,
Yeah.
precious boys. I don't know what would I even do. What would I have to think about this now. I think it was. How do I pronounce your name?
Say.
Oh, me. I'm just say.
Say.
I just imagined Say raising her hand.
Yeah. Oh, me. You sound like now. I imagine you as a recap kid, and you're always going to be the voice of recap kid when I read the comic.
I don't think I'm that wacky.
I think your voice just fits it perfectly.
I don't know why, but like I actually imagine the recap kid's voice being somewhat nasally, like high pitched and kind of nasally, but not too much.
Well, I just imagine it being either sight or I don't know. I'm just gonna say sight. I'm gonna say sight. Apologies. Yeah.
Sorry. I have no idea where the name came from, so I don't know how to pronounce it myself either. It's just honestly, it's a username that has just been existing in my mind, and I feel like I've seen it somewhere, but I can't figure out the origin. So I alternate between like say Tekedas or say Tekedas, like, I have no idea. Anyway, sorry.
No, that was beautiful. Thank you. That was an interesting origin story.
Yeah, I feel like it was a derivative from like a Japanese word, but I just can't. I did the Google searching. I did like all the work, and all that comes up is like my own pages because it's such a weird name. I have the URL on all platforms, which is kind of nice, but
It's pretty rad. So if ever anybody wants to figure out who's this person, they can just look at your name and you're the first person.
Yeah, it's unique, which I appreciate. You know, I like being consistent across all platforms, and you know, I'm trying to do a little more art nowadays, so maybe, you know, it's a little easier that it's like consistent. You know.
Mm-hmm. I have to think of like what Invader School would even look like because I'm in the comics it was not in the comics in the show it was supposed to be an underground thing, so I just imagined it would look like a much more enclosed and oppressive version of Zim's base.
Like kind of on Devastus? Is that the planet?
It's Devastus.
Oh, okay, Devastus.
I guess so. Well, oh yeah, because Tak was in the graduating parts of Invader School. She had her own dorm, and that's what happened. Is she got trapped in the thing because Zim wanted to get a snack.
Snack.
It's just such a. Oh my god, Zim is such a unique character because he's just like this thrashing beast who he's just yelling like. There's no character I think I've ever seen that's really quite like him. He's just it seems like no matter what Zim is doing in life, he does it in like a form of like, it's like no matter what he's doing, he's always in the action of falling and like just clawing for like to grab onto something. And he's just like rapidly thrashing random things. It's such a unique character in that sense. He's just fucking determined.
Like it's crazy that someone so small, like even the smallest of things, like you could be tripping over a rock, but if he's around, it literally could turn into an event that could ruin your life. Like what happened with Tak. Like I felt bad because she got trapped in there because this guy wasn't patient enough for like a snack from a vending machine. Just imagine that.
No, it's not even her that got fucked over too. Half of an entire planet got wiped out of power. That probably, like, Urkins rely on energy to live. They have a pack that if removed for like 30 minutes, they die.
Don't
So
you
if
mean
somebody
10
was
minutes?
in the 10 minutes, sorry, yeah, 10 minutes. So like, yeah, because that was the 10 minutes of doom thing. If so, like, I'm just imagining, like, if somebody was in the middle of recharging their pack and the power outage happened, they probably died.
I'm surprised the tallest didn't just throw him out the airlock like they did with Scooch. But then again, I don't even think he'd die at that point. He'd somehow
didn't.
Find a way to come back.
He was in hobo.
I think Red and Purple wanted to kind of revel in Zim being, you know, nitpicked for all the crap he did.
They wanted him, well, because the thing about death is that it's very easy. I think they wanted they wanted to relish in seeing Zim suffer.
Yeah, like there was I read the trial script recently, and this one scene just made me laugh so much where Red and Purple are like plotting in a dark room, and they're like, yes, Zim will be ruined, and then like underneath like
they're underneath the blanket.
It's like a janitor Erkin like finds them, and it's like,
it's actually kind of adorable.
It was like my first reaction was, oh,
that's so great.
Golden.
The trial probably would have been the peak of the series for me.
Yeah.
Because that would have been, that script is such a good script. It's such a shame it never got animated.
Yeah, it's really well written.
I almost feel bad that he decided to choose the Santa, like the Christmas episode, because I like the Christmas episode, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a really fun episode, but I would have rather seen the trial. I don't feel like my experience of Zim is that enriched by the Christmas episode. Not as much as it would have been if it was the trial.
Wasn't there an episode called The Beginning of the End?
But yeah, but that could have been anything. Zim
That
titles
could
are
have been
always
called the trial episode.
yeah.
That could have actually been a good send off for the show if they ended it with the trial and called it the beginning or the end.
Well, I feel like it would just kind of set the standard that Zim is kind of invincible. And that no matter, because like that's about as bad as things can get for Zim. He's in front of an entire of everyone in his own race, and he's being told that that he should be defective, and he's in the absolute worst position he could be in, and through sheer defectiveness and determination and stupidity, not even really effort, he gets out of it. And that
Yeah, because he just sets up that inflatable spork and like
That was disturbing. I was like, why
The
would he have that?
why would he have
Inflatable
that?
Where
spork?
did he get it?
Wait, inflatable spork. What do you mean, spork as in the tallest, or spork as in the
Yeah.
utensil?
Yeah, it's Spork. Spork the tallest, I think.
Oh yeah.
If I remember the script correctly.
Oh, I
Zim,
thought you.
Zim escapes.
No, he doesn't. Zim.
No?
What happens is they find the inflatable spork and then they pop him, and then they all start laughing at him. Isn't that what happens?
Mm.
Yeah, that was.
I think isn't it what I remember happening, because I did a script reading and I read it. I didn't read it. I watched it. Sorry. And what happened was they decide the Irkin existence evaluation proves that he should not exist. So they plug into his. So they plug into him, and through his sheer defectiveness, he destroys the brains.
Yeah, he destroyed the brains.
That's true. Oh yes, I remember now. Oh my god.
And they give him they let him pilot the tallest massive for forever. That would have been like a decent send off, because it would have set the standard for Zim's never going anywhere. That's pretty much as far as you can go.
That's so perfect.
But I don't even Invader Dib would have been fun, but I don't know if that would be a good send off. The idea of something good happening to
Do you think
anyone on the
Invader
show.
Dib might transition into the movie?
I don't think Enter the Florpus is meant to be the end of Zim at all.
I really hope not.
Because Zim, I feel like Jonan will never truly say goodbye to Zim. I don't think because it's proven itself as this unrelenting beast, and I feel like he takes comfort in the idea that if he ever gets sick of working on something else, he can just go back and do something for Zim, and people will actually watch it and like it.
I really hope so.
But I don't think Zim is something he likes committing himself to anymore. Because before he was talking about the movie, he was talking about Zim not that he didn't have fun on it, but it was just he was just kind of done with that point in his life, and he wanted to move on to other things.
Jonan's been pretty beaten down as a creator. He's had to push so much for his original ideas to really shine through.
Well, I don't know. I feel like considering he got a season and a half of a TV show. As far as most people go, you don't really get that far usually. And if you think about how he was given that show, he was basically just given that show on a whim. They just trusted him to make that show. There wasn't too much network meddling. There was just enough amount of network meddling, because there were some ideas for Zim in the early stages that were genuinely, I would describe as bad.
Like what?
Just the killing Dib idea was a horrible idea. If I were a network exec, I would have never said yes to that. And
Not only that, but apparently the tallest, didn't someone say that they wanted the tallest to die, but Jonah needed them for something?
Yes, they were going to die in backseat drivers.
Yeah. And
because they were flying into the sun.
I think that they were. Yeah, that was it. To the other side. Which is better. I feel like a lot of the changes that a lot of people will complain, well, Zim was strangled by network exec. But to be honest, I feel like Zim is an example of network execs. They have their say on it, and it makes a better product. I don't think anything about Zim when it comes to like it's offensive or like crazy, needed to change even in the slightest. It didn't need more network exec. It didn't need less Jonan. It was just a perfect balance.
Well, yeah, I have no issue with the way the show is right now. I
Yeah.
just saw like I remember reading about a few points of contention that like if they had gone through, it might have like kind of changed the way we look at the show. Like for example, Dib having a trench coat.
They wanted to get rid of the trench coat because of the Columbine.
I
And
like the trench coat. It makes him look cool. Now imagine imagine if he didn't have that, he was stuck wearing something else.
if Dib was
His
Dib was
signature
wearing
look.
a hoodie, if Dib was wearing a hoodie, it would not look.
Isn't it basically called the butterfly effect? Something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
is. I like Dib's design because it's supposed to look like a kid trying to look really desperately trying to look cool. Like it's something I would have wore when I was like 7, and I was like, yeah, I probably look like super cool and stuff, and that's Dib's character, and I think if he was wearing like a hoodie or something, it would have just been really dull. You want him to stand out. You want him to seem obsessive.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, trench coat was perfect.
there was like that war in the this is one of my favorite things about the production of Zim was like there was this war between there was a lot of people on the team who hated Dib and wanted to have him removed from the show, and there were people who loved Dib and they wanted to keep him on. So there was a thing in the show where people would like on the team would set up posters, propaganda posters called "God Save the Dib."
I remember
They would, and it was meant to like, and it caused a dialogue for them to be like, what do we need to change about him? And it was like, and the main notes were make him less creepy, make him suffer more.
Oh my god.
and make him give him moments where he just kind of gives up and stops being a bit like determined for just a little bit.
Now, do people still hate Dib on the team, or did they change?
I don't think people were perfectly happy with Dib, but it was better, and people were okay with it. They I think everyone liked the funny side characters and Zim and which is why they got like a lot more attention. There are two characters that I feel like get the really because the people on the team did not like Dib as much. That really sucked for Membrane and Gaz because they didn't get that much screen time because they're kind of linked to them. And Membrane and Membrane and Gaz are characters who just tragically got way less screen time than they deserved because fucking Membrane is hilarious and Gaz is amazing.
I mean, the first thing we see with Professor. Yeah, I'm making toast.
I'm making toast.
So perfect introduction to Professor Membrane.
Anybody who would build the time displacement machine is a complete and total moron. Moron. Grr, the time displacement machine is ready. Oh my god.
It's so good.
So good. It's such a good moment.
Talking about InvaderZIM just makes me even more hyped for the movie.
Yeah, that's why
I'm
is
that
here.
next? Wait, let me see. When is it? The 16th
It's in like
6 days. That's next Friday.
7 days.
That's next Friday.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm hyped for the movie, and I'm sad that it's only a movie though. Like I really do wish it could have been a miniseries. I would have liked to see something that like peeled out a bit more over time, but like I think when I was a kid I dreamed of a Zim movie. I wanted to see a movie of Zim in like in some capacity, even if it was a TV movie. So even having this is like something that's like genuinely really special to me because Zim was like a hideout for me when I was a kid because when we would all my parent family and I would all watch like cartoons and stuff, but there was one cartoon that whenever I turned it on, everyone would leave the room, and that was Zim. And it was my safe time at 10 o'clock when they would air it on Nick. I would like get some pizza and just get to take part in this insane world, and it's such a beautiful thing in its own horrible way.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
It has that sentimental thing.
Yeah, and it's sentiment. I feel like it's a weird form of sentimental because it's like I like it because it was only mine. It was my thing. And like
Yeah.
and I would introduce it to other people and they would all have different reactions to it. And like my parents the first time I showed it to my parents it was a mixture of confusion and disgust. And they almost told me that I wasn't allowed to watch Nick at Night anymore
Oh man.
because they thought it was and because we watched Dark Harvest together. And they were
Oh.
like, "No, this is gonna make you a serious."
Yikes.
But they saw some of the other episodes and they were okay with it. And then my brother and my sister just looked at it like this is just a dumb cartoon for dumb people. So it makes sense that you like, which is literally
if
what.
you if you take if you think someone's gonna commit murder because of Invader Zim, yeah, something's wrong with you
Well,
if you think
they
that.
were parents. They didn't know what I was watching late at night. They were concerned. It's really not that weird to be like this is a bit weird for us. Because at the time they wouldn't even let me watch SpongeBob.
They wouldn't let you. Oh, okay, that's a line. Wait, why didn't they let you watch SpongeBob?
Because I was quoting it too much and I was getting way too annoying. That's
See, I
the
didn't even have like anything but the public television, like not even SpongeBob or anything, just the really tame shows. We didn't have cable.
And then how did you get into Zim? What was that?
Well, I mean, I've always been like on the internet since I could access a computer. Like, I've I've been around a lot, so I've seen it on and off. And then like, I don't know, I saw some fan art of it on like Tumblr, and it looked really cute. And this looks kind of humorous and weird, and it kind of looks like my style. So I found it. I found some free. Oh no, I have Hulu, so I watched it on Hulu, and I fell in love. And this was like
Oh
a
my
few
god!
months ago. A few months ago.
I think the first time I watched it was I was late at night and there was nothing to watch, and I was like, and I was like going through like the channel schedule, and I'm like, boring, 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 and I'm on like Nick, and I'm like, Invader Zim. That sounds like some sort of Star Trek ripoff, and I never like, and for like the first couple of weeks, I didn't watch it, and then one night I just got so bored, and everyone was going to sleep, and it was 10 o'clock, so I'm like, fine. And then the first episode I watched was Dark Harvest, and I couldn't sleep.
Oh my god!
And
What an introduction.
but it was so beautiful. I was like, I needed to watch every episode. So every night I'd stay up until 10 to 12. And they would always air, like, this was like, there were like 2 months where they would always air like Zim episodes for like to celebrate the 10th anniversary or something or whatever. There was like an anniversary or something. And they were airing Zim episodes every night at 10.
That just reminds me, do you think that Nickelodeon's going to air some of the episodes the week that it's supposed to premiere?
I don't think they're going to air any episodes because it's on Netflix. I don't even think they're going to promote it. Here's the issue. When the Zim movie was being made, so do you guys want to? Okay, I'm not gonna say I have like super amazing info, but I kind of get how productions kind of work, and through like I've been looking at everyone's like I'm a pretty big Zim super fan, so I've been like looking at everyone's Tumblrs and everyone's like every member of the team's like art things I've been following, and I think I know what happened. So do you want me to give you my version?
Yeah.
So yeah, so Nickelodeon was having a really rough patch about 4 or 5 years ago, and they did the Hey Arnold movie as a way to kind of build up some more like to build up. They thought, okay, you know what, it's time. Okay, well, here's what I think happened. They fired some execs, and then new execs came in, and they were like, we need to start bringing back like older things so that we can get some of that nostalgia money. So they did the Hey Arnold movie, and it got so much press that they're like, okay, we need to greenlight some more movies. So what's some more things that people people want to come back? So they chose Rocco, and then they contact Joden was already in contact because of the comics, so Zim just made sense. And then they greenlit the movie, and they did more production on it. And then like that didn't really do much for the network though. And when the Hey Arnold movie actually came out, it got like little like to no ratings. and that's because it was dumped in a really late time block, so no one got to see it. So it didn't really get even a fair fighting chance. But then it like dramatically underperformed for the kind of press it was getting. So those execs were fired, and then new execs were brought in. And this is near the end of the production of Rocco and Zim. Rocco was way done at this point, and Zim was just wrapping up production. And they're like, okay, what do we do with these movies? And that's what and so there was like a point in January of this year where it was just done. And the reason that Jonan put out that tweet where he was like, I wonder what's happening with the Zim movie, that's the reason. Because he didn't know what was happening either. He like no one on the team knew what was happening. And everyone
I thought he was saying that because of a joke.
No, he was concerned. Because the movie was done at this point, and he was afraid because the Rocco movie was super done at that point, and like it had been like the Rocco has been almost 6 months since it was finished and it wasn't out. So like he was concerned that was going to happen to Zim, and considering that happened to a very important house where it just kind of canceled, he was concerned that all of that work was just going to go down the drain.
That's understandable that he'd be concerned about that.
Yeah, and he's a big fan of having his work out there as soon as it's done. He doesn't really like to have like big press cycles. So, I feel like the main reason that they were like, okay, well the reason that it's coming out now and it didn't come out like 3 months ago is because Netflix, that they were trying to figure out who do they sell this to. What did they? Because you can't just air this because it's going to get bad ratings anyway. So, like, what do we do? It's just going to take off time slots from shows that are already getting good ratings.
Wait, they assumed that the InvaderZIM movie would get bad ratings?
Yeah, because Hey Arnold did.
Oof.
See, that's the thing about these things. These as soon as one thing flops, they completely lose confidence in it. And that's the thing about Nickelodeon is a very.
So that's the reason why the InvaderZIM movie was on Netflix, was because they didn't want to risk it getting bad ratings on TV.
Not even that. I just don't think that they knew what to do with it. I genuinely think they thought that if they put it on TV, very few people see it anyway. Because that's what happened to Hey Arnold. And I don't think they thought that. I feel like if they thought to themselves for 5 seconds and they were like, "Oh wait, it's because of the time slot and not because it's a TV and it's not a bad movie." They just kind of they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know whether or not they should have aired it for it to get just kind of forgotten, or if they should how would they even go about doing press for it. And that's why there was just this long period of silence where everyone was like, "Is the Zim movie okay?" But we were still seeing updates. There was a lot of updates. There were a lot of art coming out. Jacob Wyatt had a lot of stories that he was posting. He's the other director of it. And he it was clear to him. I saw pictures on January where it was him and his boxes in an empty room, and he was packing up and getting out of Nick Animation Studios. So it was done. It was done for a really good while. So it was just network execs not knowing what to do with these movies. And I think that they were considering I think it was probably a war between. This is me entirely guessing at this point because there's no evidence for this, but everything else there's a paper trail. But this is something I think the main reason was because Netflix and Hulu were probably fighting for who should have it, because Netflix wanted to have. August right now is not very big. There's nothing here right now. Evangelion didn't do super well, so because of the whole well, it did well, but it had a lot of controversy. So they wanted something to fill this block. So I think that they were fighting for hey, we'll pay you more. No, we'll pay you more. No, we'll pay you more. And that was probably what happened. But in corporate time, that takes that's my prediction. But that's what happened to the Zim movie. They were just confused about how to distribute.
That makes sense.
But yeah, if you look at how often Nick execs get fired, you'll completely believe me.
That's often, isn't it?
Yeah, they do not. They have no idea what they want to do with Nick right now. It's just a flaming ship. SpongeBob is still doing well. That's why That's why Camp Coral is a thing. It's another one of these moves where it's like, well, SpongeBob's popular, so let's do more SpongeBob.
Oh, the dib's done. Yeah, the dib sketch is
The
done.
dib is done. I thought you said the deed is done. The dib
What are you
is
saying?
done. He's a good boy.
Pretty anime.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
anime.
told you I was gonna do an anime dib.
So sugoi.
Indeed. I love how I can draw different styles.
I'm gonna go on a break, guys. I'll be back later. So see y'all.
Okay.
Oh, bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll try to be back as soon as I can. I just gotta go do something.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, that's, as far as I know, that's what happened to with Zim. And keep in mind, that's the only thing I knew about Zim, and that's the reason that that's the only thing I could learn about Zim, because everything that everyone on the team showed, they were very careful about what they showed. There was literally nothing plot related that I could find. All of it was taking place on Earth, and all of the things that were shown were stuff that was in those first couple of scenes that were in the. So, I saw the background for the official hiding room.
Oh.
Which is just the toilet.
Yeah. That's
That was great.
well, thanks for the information. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad though.
Oh wow. You got more peeps coming.
Oh, did someone leave?
Oh, you're back. I was so scared.
Wait, who's
I
back?
was like, she was replaced with a robot version of herself. It's not the real.
Well, did someone leave really quick?
It was you.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. I didn't even press anything. I just got. Wow.
Anyway.
Just a phantom, Just the ghost in my phone.
There's a ghost in my boot.
There's a snake in my.
There's a boot in my snake.
I love that stupid meme.
Oh my god. But yeah, that's everything that was known over the past couple of months about the Zim movie.
Damn.
Very.
So the movie originally supposed to be out in like June or July or something? Maybe
There
March.
was no set time, but Jonan said that he would release it as soon as it was.
Because he kept on saying the summer, summer, and then it's like, well, August is like,
August is summer, yeah. But I think he intended it for it to be a lot earlier. I think he was meaning it for it to come out sometime in February.
Really?
Yeah, because there was an interview where he was saying, as soon as it's done, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to release it. He said there's no need for press stuff. Zim has a big enough fan base. So he's right. Anybody who's going to watch the film is going to watch the film. There's no more buttering up that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So
True.
I think it was originally meant to be like a February release, maybe a bit later, but I don't think it was meant to. I think that at most we got the movie like 2 months late.
Which is better than not getting it at all, because.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we would have gotten it. I don't think it was a matter of not like if there's no amount of like infighting that would have caused this movie to not be released because it was finished. It's just a net gain. At worst they would have released it on YouTube. No fanfare.
Oh gosh.
That would have been really funny.
Let me see, let's close out of that real quick, and we're gonna save as. Let's call this anime dib sketch.
But yeah, that's what's been happening. The Zim and I'm gonna say that this all started. The only reason that we have the Zim movie is because somebody at Oni Press was like, "Hey, do you want to do a comic?" And Jonah was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I'll do a comic." because I genuinely think they would have gone with like Jimmy Neutron if Jonan wasn't already like a contact in some executive's phone.
I'm glad it worked out the way that it did.
Yeah, I am too. I don't think there's a situation in which Jonan would have said no to the comic.
The comic is great. I love it.
I liked the first volume of the comic. I haven't been keeping up with it since about volume 3. It's just been like ever since Aaron Alexovich and Jonan stopped doing like the art on it. I really care about the art for them. I just especially the comic.
It varies so greatly in the comic.
You know, and like the style that Jonan and Alexovich did for the comic, it was just all of the sharpness of season 2 was taken to a complete and utter extreme. Like everything looked like a felty, like sharp piece of work, and it was beautiful. And I'm kind of sad that they didn't use that kind of style for the movie. But Jenny Goldberg is an amazing artist, and I'm glad that she got her say in them because I think she's doing a wonderful job, especially with coloring. Because say what I will about Zim, about the new Zim movies, like softer. It's not super soft. It's not Cal Arts. But it's not the Cal Arts. People were complaining that it was a Cal Arts style, and I'm like, get the fuck over yourselves.
I didn't get that vibe from that.
People were being like, there were people going like, oh, it's too soft. It's fucking Cal Arts style, and I'm like,
it's fucking InvaderZIM. Get over it.
It's not. I'm like, just because it has slightly softer outlines doesn't mean it's not Zim.
Yeah.
It's still InvaderZIM, and if people want to complain about it not looking at a classic, that what kind of fan what kind of fan are you if you're not gonna even support it for what it is?
I mean, like, God forbid they don't make every single line end with an A. Like, come on. Shame on yeah.
Absolutely disgraceful. No, I will not watch it.
But yeah, I like the Zim first. The I think I talked about the TAC arc a lot, where they did the space road trip.
Space
and I
road
love
trip?
that yeah, the one it's the first one they do where Zim like leaves Earth and goes he goes to the Gigantus Array. And that entire first couple of the first volume of Zim is perfect, and I would never change it for the world. All of the art is done very well. The only art that I didn't like super much was the one about the moose. Not the moose, the I think it was like I think it was the giant Art Deco moose. That one, I think it was like episode 3 or something, or chapter 3.
Deku moose.
Deco. It's the one. It's the space donkey. The space donkey.
Yeah.
I didn't like the art in that one super much, but like the one where Zim is trying to defend the giant mega mini notch. What was it called? The mega mini nacho munchkin.
God, I forget that so much.
I love that so much. It's really funny. And yeah, everything after that just like is all over the place. There's like no consistency in the art.
Okay, well,
it's just
that fucking scene with Gert keeping Dib captive. That face just made me crack up.
There's like so many moments that I feel like you could literally just animate and it would be perfectly fine in the show.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the little meat man issue?
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, what's the little meat? Oh,
it's one of the more recent ones. But
somebody
I saw that the one where Zim was crying over the meat boy.
Someone actually edited it so it looked like a Smeat.
Yes, I have it. I'll post it on general context.
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's so.
Oh my god.
Zim just goes total mom on this little meat child. It's precious.
I love
like the artist style. Okay, I know the styles are inconsistent between the issues, but this particular artist draws Zim very like exaggerated and like with a big grin, and like the way he's smiling when he's like holding the little meat man and like going on vacation, and like It's just so precious. Like it works really well. Let me find it.
I need this in my life.
Oh
Oh
my
my god! Somebody Zen
God.
posted this fucking Hugh Neutron meme, and it's
Where?
oh, it's precious.
Look at that face. Little sweet.
Aww.
Isn't that
Little
amazing?
meat. Did Zim bathe in paste before? Well, does paste defend him from meat? Doesn't meat kill him?
Well, I mean, in the McMeaties episode, there's
Oh, the
space
space meat. Yes, the space meat.
Yes.
The meat is made out of napkins.
It's made of napkins.
But yeah, so that's the, and then like I have a couple other pictures of that issue where let's see.
Oh my god,
I'm trying dip again, but more InvaderZIM style.
Oh yeah, here's the vacation stuff. I love his face.
Oh shit.
Oh, I love the one with Gur where they're both like falling downwards. Oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this one's definitely one I'm gonna pick up. I like the art on this one.
Yeah, I love this artist so much. Here's and look at the face he makes when he realizes he's being suggested to throw out the meat.
It's time to throw out that trash because everything you ever loved will someday become
I love
garbage.
that line.
What? You say I just throw a little meat man? Like rotten. That's so good. Dark slaw like coleslaw. That's fucking.
Yeah. And he's like genuinely worried. Like I don't want to throw my little meat man away.
Aww.
Here's some more.
Oh, I love that one.
Nacho cheese. I think I got one more.
The spam is
Yes.
the spam. Oh shit. Wait. Let's go back a little more.
I think that's right before the little meat man gets eaten.
You are little me. You are my little.
Oh my god.
I think I know the artist who did this. Let me see. I'm gonna look through it because I feel like I know who did this one. It is.
Who?
Is it Warren Winich?
I don't know.
I think it's
I just
Warren.
know I like this artist.
I think it's Warren Winich. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Let me show you one but this is probably my favorite issue. That wasn't like. This is my favorite like issue of Zim that like what came after volume 2, and it's like this is my favorite volume 3 issue, which is it's the one where Zim goes to the future and he finds Zim who's taken over the Earth and he defeats
with the high
himself.
heels?
Yeah.
Yes, those Zim with the high heels.
Zim can rock those high heels.
It's fucking beautiful. I love it so much. It's probably like the writing is just so on point.
Yes, agree. Big
Zim.
Agree.
It's fucking beautiful.
I love how fast I can fucking draw.
You are an idiot, Zim.
So good.
Do you guys remember the issue where the tallest, they were literally tormenting him because of like a fake protection thing? You know, they were trying to get him to protect a Cheezo Puff or something.
Oh yeah. And they entrust him with this giant puff, and he like protects it so well.
The mega mini notch. What's it called? The mega mini. I have it right here. I'm just gonna read it out. It's in volume 1.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that face with Gur? I love that face so much. It's a big mood. He's just like.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, it's called the. Let's see. I'm reading it right now. I'm reading it right now. Let me just figure it out. What's it called? Oh, it's called the mini mega nacho.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Have you seen? Hold on, let me find it, and then I'll mention it.
Get this.
Okay, this scene where Zim loses his boot.
Oh, I remember that
boy.
one. Zim lost his shit.
In you just like copy and paste.
Should I? So I'm thinking about this. I have Volume 2 comics, but I don't actually have like a physical copy of Volume 2. I'm thinking about getting all of the volumes because I now have the money for it. Should I get all of the volumes of the Zim comic?
It's up to you.
Yeah, it depends how much you want a physical copy.
I only read comics with physical copies. I don't read digital copies.
I see.
I don't like the feel of digital.
This scene is one of my absolute favorites. I know it's not traditional Zim style.
I'm never gonna be like, oh well, I can't read this comic because it's not the Zim traditional. It just kind of irks me. Get it? Irks me.
No.
It just makes me feel like sometimes it just makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But like because I have such a very because I specifically love like a very specific time period in Zim, so I always associate it looking like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
These 4 pages are one of my favorites.
Hey guys, what do you think?
Blessed. Oh my god.
Oh, that's
I liked
cute.
it. That's amazing.
I love how I could just change style freely like that. Here we go. Look at these two.
Cool. Okay. XXX Cool Guy 87 LOLXX sent me a.
What?
Okay, this guy named XXX Cool Guy 87 LOLXX called me and sent me a picture of Elon Musk holding up a credit card and saying this is a coordinated attack. Should I...
What?
You just got this DM.
Yeah, I did.
I would suggest
Can
blocking.
you screenshot?
Wait. Check their profile to see if they're in the IZ server. If they are, then take a screenshot and send it to Zeno and Out.
Oh fuck! I already closed the DM.
Oh,
it's fine. It wasn't harassing. It was just an image.
Weird.
If he sends me again, I will like immediately take a picture and send it to Zeno or not Zeno. I'll send it to Atala.
Weird. But yeah, this sequence of like faces and expressions and like Zim's little cubic head.
Bless boy.
And at the very end, my boot. Splunch. The face he makes in the 3rd panel on the final page.
Ooh,
my boot.
I think I should draw my tallest next. My version of the tallest. Do you guys want to see red or purple?
Purple.
Let me see purple.
Yeah.
I've been drawing a lot of tallists lately, but it's all my friend's OC.
Oh yeah, another thing about my story is that all of the tallists are alive. Spork and Miyuki are there.
How many tallists have there been?
4, I would imagine.
That we know of.
It
could have been more before that, but we don't know.
Probably like. So, and Zim is responsible for the death of 4 of the well, 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
Miyuki and Spork.
I'm honestly surprised it didn't kill him straight after killing Miyuki.
I'm surprised.
I mean, Urkins are pretty ruthless otherwise.
Don't Urkins have laws?
They don't follow them. Just because you have laws doesn't mean you have to follow them.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a law there that says
No.
don't kill people, but somebody do it all.
No. I'm talking about do the tallest enforce laws so that way if there's a law that's broken, the Urkin that broke the law can get punished or banished somewhere.
I think that's what those existence evaluations are for.
I
Or
think no. Resistance evaluations are for like high criminals. I think for smaller offenses, it's just whatever like Irkin officials kind of decide when they're there. Believe it or not, I don't really think Irkins take crime and punishment that seriously. When it's their own kind, when it's their other kind, they probably send them straight to Vort. Slowly.
This is like what when it comes to that sort of thing, I kind of I don't know. I have like a certain headcanon for how PAX works, so I feel I always think like at least in my headcanon, Irkins don't break the laws much because they're basically mind controlled in a way.
Do you okay? What's your headcanon? I'd like to hear this.
Okay, here we go. Basically, PAX are they so Irkins used to reproduce naturally, like you know the way regular animals do, but there was the development of growing smeats in tubes, and that was seen as more efficient. Irkins, being an industrious species, switched over to that, and then they slowly became bred out of potency, basically. So they can't they're impotent, and then they started the pack program. They used to be just really handy tool. Like they used to be strapped to the Irkin's back, and they were just really advanced machinery, like compression technology that would help soldiers in war, and like really useful tools and things. But then there was like a team of pack developers who got this grand superior idea that packs could be more than that, and that Irkins could have it unlock their full potential at being the most superior race. And so they created this pack protocol where packs are fused to the spines of Irkins, and they implemented that. And in the, in the headcanon, this team of supremacists actually become the control brains. But basically, Irkins are then bred to have very weak spinal cords, so that the pack becomes not just like it's not just an accessory; it's necessary. Like Irkins can't hold their body weight if the pack's gone, and so that the pack is not just a tool; it actually becomes like a sort of regulator. It controls the flow of the release of neurotransmitters and certain hormones that are linked to certain emotions, certain behavior. It's very finely regulated by a intricate code and advanced programming. And it's constantly updated because the control brains still exist. And so that's how Irkins are behaviorally monitored and controlled.
That's kind of similar to what I was thinking. I always kind of thought that like I don't know if I ever believed in like Irkin, like there was like a group of people who just decided that Irkin should have that, but I definitely thought there was like a consensus between all of them that they're like packs are an important thing that need to happen so that we can constantly have superiority.
Right.
I think that there's definitely like the pack does all of the normal bodily functions for an Irkin for them, and then the brain of an Irkin is just focused on personality, and that's why they need to be trained. That's why they need to go to Invader School, and they're all kind of like trained and bred to be a very specific way. But the reason that Zim is defective is because there's only so much that you can do that to a person. There are some people that are just broken out of the box.
Yeah.
And Zim is kind of like that. And I feel like that not only like explains Zim, but it also like kind of like explains what the packs do. Because Zim drops dead not because like he can't do it because of weight, but because these packs allow them to live longer than they normally would, and allow their bodies to function perfectly and heal perfectly, without needing like without relying on the biological risks or any sort of issues that would come with normal body stuff. So it would just be so I feel like that's part of the reason that Irkins live so long is because of the packs
Well, yeah, and the whole 10 minutes thing also makes sense to me because like the body, I mean, the packs are installed at birth, so technically when a meat is first created, when it just before it gets fused with the pack, it could probably survive a very meager existence on its own. But then when the pack once the body is fused with the pack, it begins to adapt and become dependent on it, and not it starts to not forget how to regulate all the enzymes and hormones that are naturally produced. So when the pack gets removed, the body goes into like a state of shock and is able to survive. It's kind of like certain types of physical shock that happen in humans. So
It's like
that's like
it's like you're in the middle of a blizzard and you go from wearing a full coat to being stripped naked. Like you can survive for just a little bit, but you're probably gonna fall over eventually.
Yeah, and the whole like team of supremacists, on working on the pack. That's just to satisfy my
That
personal like.
that's
I
pretty
want to know
Nazi
where the
doctor
control
shit.
brain.
It's pretty
What?
interesting, actually. That's like some Nazi
But
doctor shit. It's pretty interesting.
That's dark.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I want to know where the control brains come from, and it has to do with a certain RP that I'm in. Like, we we forged this whole. This is how it works. This is how the packs work. And there's like one character in the RP that's like he's pretty much a Nazi, Urkin Nazi.
Yeah.
He wasn't part of the like program stuff. Like he wasn't involved in that at all. But there's like this idea of supremacism, and kind of fighting against that, and like
It kind of makes sense that Urkins would be really racist because they're space Nazis. That's what they are essentially. They don't, except they're just a little less cruel. They don't like people will suffer forever. They just kind of immediately kill them.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know how much better that is, but it's kind of better in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On to new topic.
I don't know. I think that the idea of like the reason that Zim like somebody like Zim can live for hundreds of years. Well, Jonan when asked in an interview, he was like how old is Zim? He said he's older than literally any of us in this room. He's older than than most stars or something. He's incredibly old, and I feel like that the reason that is most likely because he has a pack that can make his body run like a perfect machine, and he never has to worry about like getting like sick or whatever. Which is why the episode Germs is really funny because it's literally impossible for him to get sick because he has a little pack that makes sure that he can never get sick, so he has nothing to worry about.
He got sick from the beans in the pilot episode.
Yeah, he did.
Is the pilot episode considered canon?
I don't know, but
because he had a very different version of the Voot Cruiser called the Poot Cruiser, which was really cute.
Do you guys remember the peep at the end?
Yeah, meep.
Meep.
So cute.
No, it wasn't meep. It was peep.
Oh, okay.
Beep beep. Remember there was a point when Zim was going to be entirely CGI. People thought that was something that they thought they wanted to do for a little bit, but then Jonan was like, "No."
That would have been. Can you imagine like the CGI with Dark Harvest?
No. I feel like the show would have been much worse if it wasn't CGI. That uncanny valley would have been just really uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
A lot of the things that would have been funny in the show would probably come off as creepy just because it was being done in bad CGI.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I still feel like Zim would be funny to watch, but I feel like there'd just be this dissonance where it's like, ugh.
No, yeah.
Whereas now it's just like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
That's the emotion.
This is purple, despite being drawn in red.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
That is purple.
That's
red
nice.
Red looks more of a tyrant. He wears a cape. I can sketch him.
He's a big angry boy.
Oh no, he's angry isn't the word.
Enraged.
Insane is one of the words. He even corrupts his own kind behind Purple's back. Purple has no idea.
If I were to if in 50 years or whatever, somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to make an InvaderZIM remake?" I would definitely do it, and I would make it more about like, less about like the episode to episode wacky hijinks, and make it more about like just the general overarching. I wouldn't. There still would be episodes where people would just like die, and that would be the end of it, and they just come back the next episode. But like, there would be much more.
It would probably reset like It would reset like regular show would.
Yeah, it would reset, but there would also, if there was a plot thing that changed things, it would be there, and it would probably end with Zim accidentally killing the Tallists again and ruling the Urkin Empire, only to have him try to destroy Earth again and completely fail.
Oh, that'd be good.
Just spectacularly fail. It would be a beautiful display of everything going wrong at once. Right off the bat. That would be my version. That would be my version of the InvaderZIM movie. Would be Zim either by chance or intentionally, Zim finds out that the Tallists aren't going to come to Earth, and in a fit of rage, accidentally tries to get revenge on them, and accidentally or intentionally kills them.
Isn't that supposed to be the synopsis? Well, not the killing the Tallest part, but Zim is supposed to find out that the Tallest didn't want to come, and he gets discouraged.
He gets in Enter the Florpus, it's described as him losing confidence in himself, and that's the most un-Zim thing I've ever heard. Zim does not get discouraged. Zim keeps getting like more determined with every block you put in his way. So he'd probably just go up to the Tallest and do something stupid and full of energy.
But remember, he looks up to his Tallest, and it's so it might break. It might break him.
Wouldn't it be funny to see him break? It would be funny to see him.
It would be funny
march
to
up
see.
To the Tallest.
You want him to be suffer? How dare you?
I wouldn't want Zim watching my favorite character suffer, but
I don't think I want.
I
don't want Zim to suffer. I don't want Zim to suffer. I want Zim.
That's torment.
I want Zim to be. All right, here's what I want. Let me describe this. I don't want Zim to be like, when Zim finds out the Tallists really, really don't care, and he finally becomes wise enough to understand what they actually feel about him. I don't want Zim to be like, "Aw, I'm not that good of an invader." I want him to be like, "No, I'm going to show them. I'll show all of them. I'll take over the galaxy myself. I don't need them."
I actually think that the way he's going to break down is going to be maybe similar to Mobius of Doom, but minus the dip being there.
I feel like he would like. I just don't. Whenever I saw the Mobius of Doom, and it was funny, but I don't feel like that's Zim. I feel like Zim's big like determining like character trait is that he always makes horrible decisions and never learns from them. That's true. That's Zim's ultimate. So like, what's the most awful decision that he could choose to make, and not learn from? And it would be to take on the person who currently runs the galaxy right now. And that would be the worst possible decision. Constantly go through with it, no matter how many roadblocks was put in his way. And I feel like the episode right before the finale would be Zim desperately trying to get to the Tallists to just plead with them, or even try and explain to them why he was deserving of being like an amazing invader, and then accidentally killing them in a way that would intimidate other Urkins around him and be like, "Whoa, he's the new Tallist now." But it would be entirely by accident. he would have not been there, and like maybe he like gave them a burrito, and from a specific angle it looked like he stabbed them or something. Or something stupid.
Yeah.
I actually think the InvaderZIM movie is going to be big. I think there's going to be like a big plot to it.
I think there's going to be a big. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna have much to do with like the overarching plot. I feel like it's just gonna be a return to Zim, and just it's gonna be like
some messing around.
I feel like because when Jonah was describing it, he's like, I'm doing this like it's any other Zim episode. So that makes me feel like he doesn't really want to do it like it's a big plot thing. He's not considering it like that. But I want Zim to intimidate the Urkin race into deciding that he's the new leader. And I want
really don't want that to happen.
I do. I want that. I want to because I want him to try and take over the Earth, to use the entire Urkin armada to try and take over the Earth, just as an act of pitiful like pity revenge, and it would go terribly and blow up in his face. That's what I feel like. That might not be like, that just seems to be like the most Zim thing to do.
But what would happen to Dib?
Dib would try to. Dib would fight back basically, and he would also like basically like fruitfully attempt to kind of go against Zim, and I think this is the first time for Dib that things will actually go his way, because Membrane may like be like, oh yeah, these are aliens, but nobody else would care, just Dib and Membrane. And he would be like, yeah, sure, go use my stuff, and he just wouldn't. He'd just be doing other things the entire time. He wouldn't care. He's like, you could probably handle this. Like he has no idea he's sending his son into like the most deadly war or something. He's just like, yeah, go take it. Go take my giant robot. Leave me alone.
What a great dad.
Get in the damn robot, Dib. But yeah, Dib would have access to all of his dad's technology, and he would feel like he's doing a lot against Zim. Like he would like destroy a couple of ships. He would do a lot, like, and you know, he wouldn't really be doing that much, but to Dib it would feel like, wow, like I'm really taking down Zim. But in reality, Zim is being taken down because of his own stupidity. So like he would like knock over a vending machine and be like, victory for Earth. And then meanwhile, like Zim is in the control room and the entire thing is setting on fire.
Well, I'm just gonna say we're gonna have to wait and see.
I want that. I think that I would. That's what I would do. What would you guys do?
Whatever happens, I'll just be happy it's content. Honestly.
Yeah, because it's InvaderZIM.
Hell yeah. What would you guys do if you had keys to the show and you had to end it?
And you had to end it?
Yeah, what would be the way that you would end Zim?
I would do it in the most badass and epic way ever.
What?
I am the type of person that likes a final boss type of story. I'm always like that. Which is actually kind of funny because in my story, Red does become kind of like a final boss, where he's like a second to final boss kind of character, because he becomes so corrupted that his body morphs into like this he becomes so corrupted that his body morphs into like a what is it? I'm gonna literally have to show you on stream what his form is. Let's see. Tallest. Where is it? What?
Oh, hi, Jackie. I'm here to just to get you up to speed. The question is, if you were given the keys to like Zim and you were allowed to like run the show, how would you end Zim?
I would satisfy all the lore.
Also
satisfy those questions.
Two main boys gay.
Also, this is the corrupted Red. That's what he turns into.
Corrupted Red Man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand.
Copyright.
No. I have to think. Okay, or you could have a movie called The End of InvaderZIM, which would just be a parody of The End of Evangelion, and the entire time he's just drinking Fanta.
Hey, say, what do you think?
Oh my god.
That's pretty weird. I mean, weird
That's
in a good way.
Fucking terrifying to me.
Yeah.
He's a spooky boy.
He's like this because he's so power hungry that he injected himself with this type of serum, and his body couldn't take it because he overdosed on it, and now he's that thing. And so he's very aggressive and monstrous.
You
And
know what would be
his size, he's so big that he can root himself onto Urk, and he's really large.
that's fucking big. Yikes, boy.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
Big boy.
Big boy. Oh,
Yes.
you know what would be a better way to end?
Everyone dies.
Bring back Tack and Frylord. Have them team up.
Yes.
Is Sizzler gonna be in the movie? You think?
I want Sizzler. Sizzler is one of the best side characters. I want him to be in the movie so bad.
Sizzler's in my comic too.
Hell yeah.
He works for Purple as his personal chef. Makes him desserts and stuff.
That's nice. He gets a little upgrade. He doesn't work at what's the fast food place he works at?
Food Cordia.
No, I know Food Cordia, but what's the
Schlugorg's monster?
Schlugorg's? Oh, Schlugorg's. I thought it was called like. Oh, I thought it was. What was it called? Schlugorg's. It's a big name for big boys. Yeah.
I mean, Sizzler's a unit. He's a bit of an absolute unit.
He is an absolute. He's. Oh my god. There's so many. Sizzler isn't like the kind of character that he's given like a lot of lines, but his presence is just so nice. He's not given
same space as Sizzler.
I just like that he fills in lore. Yeah, he's the person. It makes sense that somebody would have a fry. I came up with a better idea now.
What?
Sizzler gets promoted to like. Sizzler keeps working at the fast food at his fast food place and gets promoted to general, and he sends a troop over to Earth specifically to kill Zim for the tallest.
Oh.
And Tack comes back.
Excuse me.
So they find Tack too, and they find on the way to Earth they find a distress signal of a broken ship, and Tack's just sitting in there, just angry as hell. Like you can see little broken bits of the SUR unit that she just destroyed. And then they start coming up with a bigger plan to destroy Zim, and maybe they would destroy Earth first, and Zim would just barely escape. That'd be fun. But that'd be sad for Dib.
Not only Dib, but all the characters that we love are dead.
Well, I don't really like a lot of the humans. I like some of them, but not a lot of them.
Higgins.
My favorite character isn't even one of the main characters of the show.
Higgins would just be floating. You just see Higgins floating.
Higgins can't die because what gas did to him was supposed to kill him, but it didn't.
Higgins is immortal. He just keeps floating through still in the same pose. He's like in the Mario Brothers jump. You just see him floating through space. Oh my god. If the Zim movie doesn't end like that, I'm gonna be so sad.
Higgins buys Gamer bathwater.
But yeah, what do you think of that idea now? Zim against Zim and Dib against Frylord and Tack, and partially the tallest.
I just want an epic fight. That's all I want. Just an epic fight.
Imagine the Massive actually shows up to Earth. That'd be a pretty epic thing. That'd be fucked.
The closer to Earth it gets, it just fucking shrinks. It then explodes.
Oh no! And it gets closer and just boop, gone. The shrinky self-destruct is the most hilarious.
Oh my god. Shrinky self-destruct activated.
Oh my god, that one guy who exists just to push the button. Yeah. Let's call ourselves the Pirate Monkey. And then he just sits on the top, and then you can see like the guy who's like head of the Resistee. He's like staring Yeah, what's his name?
Lardnar.
Lardnar.
Yeah,
Lardnar.
the
Lardnar.
portion.
Lard is he's just like staring at the ship with like determination. You can see like the glow, and then you turn to the left, and it's just him jumping on the fucking button, going like.
And then when they approach the massive, my people designed that ship, so I know how powerful it is.
We're all gonna die. Whose idea was this?
And then
Me.
Blink, the alien, he's like, yeah, sorry, that was me.
No,
Everyone's like, oh.
this is. Oh wait, I forgot
Eh,
the main
remember-
thing of Red.
Remember the Resisti where it's like he's like, we are the Resisti. Wait. Did you just say the Resisti? Yeah. Well, that's a stupid name. Ah, who came up with that idea? Was it you? Why do I keep listening to you? I don't know. It's such.
So good.
He was such a genuine, like, I don't know. Like, why are you mad? It was so empathetic. I don't know.
Alrighty, so this is Red. I'm gonna finish
Fucking terrifying.
his stripes. Yeah, he's
Big babe.
he's like he's kind of like dictatorish, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be the most powerful being in the universe.
The end of InvaderZIM movie would just be them drinking fast. That would be so funny.
Drinking what?
It would just be. Have you seen the end of Evangelion?
Mm,
I haven't.
the anime series or the movie?
The movie.
Which movie?
The movie that's called The End of Evangelion. That's what it's called.
I don't remember.
I have not.
Apparently, they're making a new one. No, they're making a new
They're
movie.
They're making there's a rebuild series. The Evangelion fucking lore is just so complicated. Ugh.
Alrighty,
Like,
so
yeah.
get Red.
You guys hype for? I'm really hyped for Enter the Four Pits, and I hope we get a new line of Hot Topic merch.
Oh,
So I
God,
can
And
go in.
it's probably going to be Gur.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that because Gur's new design is really cute.
Okay.
They gave him little ring around the eyes, like a little black ring. Kind of looks like rubber. Super cute.
Okay.
Everybody has a favorite Gur moment. What's your favorite Gur moment?
All of them.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Everybody has the one that they quote to their family. Which is yours?
I don't quote any of them to my family.
Kind of like the one where he's like, "It was me. I was the turkey all along."
I was the turkey. There's the other one where it's like, I made mashed potatoes. Yes.
Do you guys remember the
And
one?
Muffins too.
Do you remember the one where he was real serious and he had like a malfunction or something? And he was like,
Gur goes crazy and stuff.
duty, yeah.
Oh my god. Where he goes, duty, 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 doo. And then he puts it to max and he goes, duty, 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 duty. I love. There's the thing where he goes like.
Not only that, but the Christmas song Gur was singing cracked me up too because I wish
you were Mary Jingly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Sight?
Oh, so there's the one. Oh damn. Oh, it was. I got distracted when the Christmas episode was mentioned. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta think for a second.
Gur.
Oh! It was the episode in Dib's Wonderful Life, where Zim turns himself in.
Oh,
He's
I know what you're talking
Gur,
about.
Self-destruct. Finally.
Oh, and then he goes.
Apparently, that was supposed to be darker. That scene, Gur was supposed to say something else.
What's darker than finally?
He was supposed to say sweet relief.
Oh, that's so sad.
That's even better.
That's
No,
so
it's not.
sad. That's great. Yeah, it is.
No,
Well, he's a
not.
broken robot. He doesn't really know what he's saying, so I guess that makes.
I mean, I joke about the sweet release of death on the regular.
Okay, yikes, fam. I think the one that I say a lot, and it's the one that I love the most, is the one in Zit Boy where Gur gets pizza sauce all over Zim's face, and he goes, "Gur, give me cleansing chalk," and then he pulls out the
I gotta
soap
turn you
and
down.
he starts rubbing it against him, and then it just turns into bacon, and he's looking at him, and he goes, "Gur, why was there bacon in the soap? I made it myself."
Oh, I love that one.
That one's a classic.
I love that he genuinely gives him an answer.
There's
I
soap
made it
in
myself. There's peanuts and soap in them.
Oh, and the Gur's whole entire role in the waffles episode.
I want to see a sequel to. I was genuinely hoping. I'm hoping like this is Enter the Florpus is the greatest con joke of all time, and it's actually just another like Zim eats waffles too.
Can you
And
imagine?
this time
Can you imagine the outrage people would have?
that would be hilarious though. You got
It would be boring though if it was just that.
So it's just a video of Deb watching Gur eating waffle. Just be like, no, 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 no. Where's the pig's blood? I need the pig's blood.
He would make headlines and be like, "Creator trolls fans with a 45-minute video of nothing but a boy eating waffles."
Wait, 45 minutes. The movie's supposed to be an hour and 30.
Or an hour long. I don't know. The
Isn't-
length keeps changing. So
I'm pretty sure it was an hour 30.
wasn't it an hour?
Is it an hour? I don't know. An hour is still pretty long though.
I'm drawing my InvaderZIM will see Gil. He works for Red. He works for my. He works for Red in my thing.
Another
there's another wait.
classic Gur moment.
Yeah, I was I keep like flashing my mind and then oh yes. Okay.
I need to get Gil's reference again because I forgot.
The one episode where
hold on a second.
The door-to-door salesman lady, she comes up with like this makeup bag and she runs away in horror because of the RoboCams, and then Gur runs after her like, "Wait, I need stuff."
Oh. Wait, I need stuff.
Alright, thank you. I love you too.
Those what was the one? There's oh my god.
What?
I'm trying to think of the one where he goes like where like Zim's just looking at him angrily. And he's looking at him angrily and he's getting mad at him because he replaced the tracking device for the muffin and he starts crying and then Zim goes like, "Oh, it's fine, whatever. We'll find. I'll use my invader's wit to get us out of this." And then Gur starts looking at the cupcake wrapper and he's still crying and he's like, "I miss you, cupcake."
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yay! Oh, what's another classic Gur moment? The other one where it's like, who is it? Let me think. Oh, the freaking. Oh, the one where he's like, "Gur, defensive mode," and then he jumps out a window. in the Halloween episode, that's really great.
Yeah.
And then the other one in Zim Eats Waffles, if he says, "Gur, defensive mode," and then he makes snow cones. And the giant squid lady starts eating it. It's great. And then what's the other
good moments?
Oh my god, sandwich. So I was saying, about the sandwich in my head. I'm gonna need a new one. Did you listen to the background stuff in More Toaster Soul Sealer? It's so fucking funny. He's just like,
I don't remember that.
Where he was like, I'm gonna need another sandwich. You made me shoot my last one. Curtis Zim is just like not putting up with this shit right now.
I don't remember that. Oh my god, I need to rewatch.
Yeah. There's. Oh my god! I need to wait. I think I can send you a clip. There must be it.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the clip, but I know it's here. I know it's happened.
It's
I know
fine.
it happened. No, I gotta find
I'm
it.
doing stuff on the side anyways. Multitask.
You know what? There's still something. There's still something great.
What?
There's still something great. Can it protect you from
Yes! Oh my god, that scene where it's like zim. What? Zim.
Zim?
What?
What? Zim? What?
What? You won't get away with this. That's very nice of you. No! I've got a secret weapon. Where is it?
Around. Can it protect you from sandwich?
Girl yells sandwich.
I had a sandwich in my head.
And Jim gets like smashed through a wall.
That was the most dramatic sandwich throw anyone has ever done in the history of cinematic.
And it was so funny because the street was completely empty. Like they were just yelling at each other across an empty street.
Zim. There's so many episodes, like so many moments where like Zim just makes repeating a word sound really funny.
Oh yeah. Like in the TAC episode when he's like, my face.
It's my base, my beautiful. My plan is my base, my beautiful. My plan is my base, my plant base. Okay,
Hi, I'm back.
Hi, Zen.
Zim.
Zen.
I'm in Zen.
Yo,
Hey, Zen.
I'm
How you
here.
doing?
I can save this for another time. Save
What's your?
as.
What do you? Okay.
Let me see.
What's your?
Go.
I'm gonna ask you a very What's your favorite joke in Zim? I'm gonna ask you this. It's probably gonna be like choosing your favorite child. But what's your favorite
Me?
joke? And what's your favorite joke? And everyone.
Basically, Zim just like outright ignoring everybody and just screaming through everything. Like when in Backseat Drivers, when